Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah.
Can I make you groove now? Yes, I can. So you can get this groove in the back of my can. I can make it round the world when the holes in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. It's a popcorn world. It's a popcorn world.
Now it's time for Believe in the ACC with our starting lineup. From Florida State, number 17, Charlie Ward. From Morehead State University, number 50, Lloyd Span. And from Murray State University, number 2, Kendrick Haskett. Get ready for the best sports show about the ACC in all the land. Believe in the ACC starts now.
Something's wrong with my whistle. Why is it still going on? Okay, there you go. I was like, what's going on? It's, I'm hearing it again. It's crazy. Something's wrong with my whistle. It's like I got some lint in my throat or something. I don't know what's going on.
You told me today was going to be a funny show, and you are off to a roaring start. Listen.
You have no idea, brother. You have no idea. The old man in me is kicked in with his drawers on. He's like, "What is going on in here?" And I'm like, "Hey man, calm down. It ain't that serious, brother." But he's here. He's for sure here. What's up, man? Kendrick Haskett is in the building.
My senior moment's been happening. My senior moment's been happening all morning. Yeah, when I'm doing the show. Well, I set my pills down.
Yeah.
And then I set a bunch of other stuff down in the same spot. So I got pills all over this desk.
Yeah. And really, you could have stopped that story at I set my pills down. And that would have been enough because only old men set their pills down. Like I've not heard another podcast with young people saying they set their pills down. So it's us. It's us. We understand we're getting older, but we don't care. We're coming to your podcast space, and you take it over. If we can find
I got pills under my microphone, pills under my iPad.
Okay, that's a lot of pills. That is a lot of pills. You got a lot. There's a lot going on in your house right now, Kendrick. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
But I'm here for it, though. I'm here for the whole thing. I'm here for the whole thing.
A lot going on, but I'm healthy.
That's all, and really, that's all that matters.
That's
all that matters. That's all that matters. You're healthy, so there you go. Listen, this is a mashup show. At this point, come on, they're all mashup shows at this point. Y'all just have to, and understand. We're gonna talk a little Believe in the ACC.
At this point, it's more of an NBA show.
Today it is for sure. Because listen, there's not a lot to discuss in the ACC right now. So for sure, this is going to be one of them type of shows for sure. But we're going to make it all work because that's what we do. That's what we do. We have a good time in the show. And if you've been following us for the 4 or 5 years that we've been on, you know this is a good time. All right, so let's jump right into it. I got to be honest with you. Some things in my life are on autopilot. I don't worry about them. I'm not concerned about them. They're consistent. They're going to be there. And I don't even check back until I'm supposed to. So when I saw earlier this week that the Louisville baseball, first of all, I saw late last week that Louisville's baseball season had been horrific. I was like, oh, wow. I hadn't been following it. I said, okay, well, they'll be fine in the tournament. They'll probably get in the World Series. It'll be fine. And then Pittsburgh was like, nah, finish him. And they did. They did. They put them out of the ACC tournament. They put them out of postseason play or contention. Their season, as crazy as it sounds, under Norm Macdonald, is over. I'm stunned, Kendrick. How did this happen? What did I say? I said Norm Macdonald, the comedian, didn't I?
Norm.
I said Norm. I'm sorry.
Yes, you did.
Coach Macdonald. Let's just say that way. We'll just leave it there. See, once again, the old man moment is coming. I'm still shocked because they're never. I don't even remember the last time they were not in the postseason. Was it maybe a decade ago?
It was year before last.
They were not in the postseason at all.
Mm-mm.
Wow. It doesn't feel like, well, okay. It doesn't feel like they're out ever in my mind. So I'm shocked that they got out in the first round.
Okay, well, you're not here, so you're kind of out on the outside looking in. I'm here. There's nobody around here who's shocked. They so
really
their pitching has been horrendous all year, and so I mean, even that game, for example, when you don't score 8 runs in a baseball game and lose by 8, and so the pitching has been an issue. Even last year in their College World Series run, the pitching was a bit of I mean, I don't like firing anybody, but their pitching coach has been there since Dan's been there, and it
might be time.
The screams are getting pretty loud from the fans.
Is this an NIL issue?
It might be.
Is this an NIL issue?
I mean, they score 8. I mean, they take that they came in ranked. They were a top 10 team coming into the season.
They were number 8, right?
Their sophomore Tate Davis set an ACC record for home runs in the season. Yeah.
And so the talent is there.
Yeah, Tate Davis, the sophomore, hit an ACC record number of home runs this season, had a school record in RBI. So offense was not a problem. They just can't stop anybody. Pitching staff was just a train wreck all season long, and you had a bad feeling when they opened the season at home against Michigan State, who is not a baseball power, and lost that series. And so, it's
like,
people who've kind of followed the program this season wasn't surprised that it ended like that. No.
Wow, that's wow. So is Norm? Why I keep calling this man Norm? Is Coach Macdonald? I'm gonna say it, play it safe. Is Coach Macdonald in trouble? Is he for the first time, probably first time, officially in trouble? Like, are there going to be calls for him to make significant changes on his staff and with his team? Did I lose you, Ken?
There's calls for changing at the pitching coach, but no, there's some kind of funky delay going on.
Gotcha. Okay.
I may go back out and come back in, but there's calls for the coaching for the pitching coach, but other than that, Dan's not. That program is Dan Macdonald. He's not going anywhere. Like, if there's the two probably most safe coaches on campus are Dan Macdonald and Jeff Walls. So they're not going anywhere.
Well, I guess the reason why I asked him because I know he's up for contract a new contract, which is crazy that they're all up for contracts at almost the same time. It's crazy. But I know he's up for a contract, and you got to pay him, right? Like he's the most successful coach on that campus, like right now anyway. So you have to pay him, right?
Yeah, and he'll get paid. But I do think there's going to have to be some adjustments with the coaching staff.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna give Kendrick a moment to get it to maybe adjust his Wi-Fi situation, and then we'll get into some other stuff. But it's interesting. That's an interesting story, man. I'm used to hearing Louisville baseball is there. They're doing this. They're about to do this. Whatever. And to not see them in the mix is kind of weird to me. I don't know. I guess we'll see how this continues to unfold. And it's definitely a story I want to follow because I'm a Dan McDonald fan. One of the nicest guys I ever met on that campus. One of the nicest coaches you'll ever meet on earth. And for him to be, for them to be going through this, it's kind of weird to me. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All good things come to an end, though. That's usually how the world works. Like eventually stuff changes, and we'll see we'll see where this is headed. Which brought me to this question. I was going to bring this up to you.
I think with Dan,
go ahead.
I do think with Dan, the end comes when Dan says it's over.
It feels like that's true.
I don't see you. Well, I don't.
Yeah, it feels like that's true because he's got a lot of skins on the wall, and he's done very, very. To say he's done well is an understatement. He and Jeff, the only thing they haven't done is win a title. Other than that, they've done everything else. They've appeared as many times as you can appear. They've done everything. So, I think you stick with the guy that at least had that type of consistent success for as long as you can. I didn't want to ask you this question though.
And they basically built the programs.
Yes, but yes, like it would not be insulting when Dan leaves for them to name the field the Dan McDonald Field. Like because it kind of is his field. Like he's done everything on that field that you can possibly do. So I want to pivot though. Because I've been thinking about this all week long. Because I saw a couple of articles in regards to the ACC. And shout out to the ACC commissioner for playing the game. He's trying to play the game. Everybody's trying to play the game right now. Because it appears within the next few months, we're either going to 16 teams in a playoff or we're going to 24. But 12 ain't enough, apparently. So it's either 16 or 24. And so the ACC commissioner trying to hold on or even maybe lure Notre Dame into the fold was like, yeah, man, we need 16. We definitely need 16 or 24. But 24 will be all right because, man, nobody should be left behind. And I was like, okay, I got it. Notre Dame, Florida State. You're doing – what a great sell. Right. You did good, sir. So, but I ask you because Clemson is a team, and this is a weird connectivity that I'm doing, but you'll get it. Clemson is a team that can't seem to get back to the game, seem to get back to the dance. Mainly because they don't want to spend any money. Maybe because their head coach doesn't think they have to. But if they can be competitive, 24 would be great. So I ask you, which one do you prefer, 16 or 24?
8. It does not need to be either one of them.
8 is fine. 8 is plenty.
Too many now. I mean, these games, these opening round games are blowouts as it is.
Right.
And then, like, if we get to 24, it's going to look like the first round of the high school playoffs when it's all blowouts. So we call it blowout. So, yeah, you don't need 24 teams, but it's greed and more. It's all money. They don't tell me nothing about safety when you're adding more games to the college football schedule, and so it's just all money.
It's also giving participation trophy. Like you've had a great season. Here you go, buddy. Here you go, little buddy.
You're gonna see 8. Yeah, you're gonna see 8 and 4 teams in this playoff if it's 2014.
Right. Well, by the way, I feel the same way about this conversation as I feel about the stupid 76 teams that we're gonna have in next year's March Madness. That is the most ridiculous thing.
It's so stupid.
76? No. Only thing I need 76 of is $1 million. Other than that,
you got Chelsea Clinton.
Just that joke works every time. And Kendrick is the master of it. It's not even Chris Tucker anymore. It's Kendrick Haskins. He's the master of the Chelsea Clinton joke. Okay. But yeah, we need to stop. This is getting out of hand. Because I don't want to watch the March Madness with 128 teams. I don't need that.
No.
That's crazy. But at this point, it's all on the table, brother. It's all on the table. If you can just play your season, you're in. That's where we're headed.
Yeah. So, if you can get through the season, because with 76, you're gonna have teams with under 500 records in the tournament. And I was talking about this on a radio show the other week. I was like, the only way it would be worth it is if the games are on during the day, because I do love having games on during the day in the first couple rounds of the tournament.
But they're not. Nice. Right, they're not. They're not.
Like, I'm not watching this crap at night.
They make me wait till the night to watch Fordham take on
LaSalle.
What are you talking about? In my life, I've never wanted to see Fordham in Marist. So what are we doing?
Marist.
What are we doing here? Jesus. Okay. All right.
But so if it gets Murray and Moorhead into the tournament,
we're all in. This is the greatest tournament. This is the greatest tournament of all time.
76. I've always supported 76. What are you talking about?
I've been there since day one, baby. I've been there since day one. Shout out to 76. Appreciate y'all, man.
Presented by Phillips Gas Station.
Phillips and Skittles. It'll be Phillips and Skittles that'll present it. Taste the rainbow. Okay. So there we go. Okay, let's get into some NBA. And there cannot be a more perfect time to start talking NBA than
look at that timing.
Mr. Orange and Blue Skies. But you know what? I had a thought, Charlie. I want to see where you at. Because technically, you can't be all orange and blue skies. Technically, you're going to have to be a little bit of black and a little bit of gray in this thing, or silver. Because you play for both. So who are you rooting for, Charlie? And also, good morning.
Good morning. Well, I'm rooting for both to get to the NBA Finals.
Okay, so let's assume they both make it. Then what do?
Then I can't lose, but I'm.
That's the greatest answer of all time. I can't lose. I've already wanted that for you.
But of course, I would like for the Knicks to win because it's been a long time since the Knicks have won.
That's true.
A championship.
That's true.
That is very true.
That is truth.
And I was there longer.
So
and they drafted you.
They did draft you. They had the good thought of drafting you and making you a millionaire. So there's that.
Yeah. They contributed to Hope's college fund at TCU.
Listen, they have as much stake in TCU as you do. So there you go. Okay. Well, let me start with this one. Have you enjoyed the playoffs? Let's start with the general macro level question. Have you enjoyed the playoffs so far, Charlie? The Western Conference and Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, the games have been entertaining. Of course, we had two.
Two on the West, yeah, and one on the East,
West, one on the East. but the games have been kind of what we expected, kind of competitive in some form of fashion.
And what you hope for, yeah.
And so the game, it's going to be two good series because you're down to the Final Four. Of course, the Knicks was coming off a little, rusty play for most of the game. Like they just seemed like they weren't all together until like the fourth quarter when Jalen Brunson decided he wanted to cook my man Harden.
Oh my God!
or Harden was like a magnet for buckets late.
Right.
And that was just unfortunate for him. And then, other side last night, Wemby, you can see the strategy that they're employing, which has been the strategy of all the teams. But he's just, he continues to fight through, and then SGA was good. It was great last night.
Yeah,
he found his way. So, of course, just like anything else, you got to stay healthy, especially your best players. If they stay healthy, then the games will be, competitive. But when you start losing certain guys, then that's when your depth comes in, and you want to be as healthy as possible, playing the game. And so I think it's going to be up to who has the best depth, I should say.
Yeah,
because the stars are going to be the stars, and that's just who they are. But the role players, who's going to step up and make those key plays throughout this series, because it's not just about one game, and it can be different guys stepping up as role players to complete the mission. So it'll be interesting to see how these adjustments, because there's adjustments each game you make to the adjustments that were made the previous game.
Yeah, the adjustment to the adjustment.
You started in the Eastern Conference, so I'll start with you in the Eastern Conference in discussing that particular game, and then also talking about what that game means because they play tonight. And I'll be honest with you, as soon as they started hunting James Harden the way they did, I said that looks really familiar. I think I can remember another team that hunted James Harden or used hunting or was the hunted, and that's the Golden State Warriors, which Mike Brown came from. What he did was a very obvious thing that gets done when you have a guard that is not necessarily a great defensive player, but he's a great offensive player. So they got into his legs by making him play defense. And so I can't remember what his box score was. I don't think it was great if I remember correctly. But
I got you.
Yeah, but that's what happens. And I thought that was a brilliant strategy on Mike's part, who, by the way, has the resume of this moment. Because people forget Mike led his own team to the finals once. Now, granted, he had LeBron James, and that helps a lot when you have LeBron James. But he's been to the finals a lot, so he's not scared of this moment as a coach, nor is he going to miss in the understanding of the strategic moves and the chess moves that need to be made in this moment. Now, you can't be going down by 22 every game. That feel like a
7 minutes left.
Right, with 7 minutes left. I don't think you're going to win most of those games if you keep doing that. But to their credit, they played through it.
Well, Hart and stat line in that game: 42 minutes, 15 points, 5 of 16 shooting, 1 of 8 from 3.
That's right.
And 6 turnovers.
He actually went 0 of 7 in the game 7, the game before that they won. But he was plus 31, so I couldn't really be mad at him because he was making all of the right plays. His shot just wasn't falling. Well, he was in that game, but they were up. They won by 30. So
they won by 100. So
right, yeah, it's hard to say. Oh man, he was dynamic. I'm not gonna say he was dynamic, but he was. But he did. When you're plus 31, it means you're doing a lot of the good things that you're supposed to do. It's just not resulting.
He was guarding a Sear Thompson who can't shoot.
Well, that helped. I'm not gonna lie to you. That helps. And by the way, I know, and just to go back for just a minute, and Charlie, you can speak to this because you mentioned talking about, like Shaq says, the others. I am a huge Isaiah Thompson fan. I think the kid is a dynamic defensive player, one of the best I've seen. But also, he's going to have to learn to hit open shots. Like, because he's such a liability right now on the offensive side of the ball that they can't, that they're, at this point, he's self-check. Like, you don't need to guard him on the offense because he's going to miss. And that's a problem because Cade needs some help. Him and Jalen Duren were awful offensively this entire series. And yet, what makes them dynamic is their defensive skills. So, to that same point, that's James. James got to figure out how to play substantive defense and stop getting, because they're hunting him now. Everybody's hunting him now. It's crazy.
Charlie,
That's normal.
What does Cleveland do? Where do you think the mindset is for Cleveland coming into game 2 now after blowing such a lead? It's a historic comeback that they lost. What's the mindset going into game 2?
Well, like I said earlier, the biggest issue was the Knicks had been off for like 10 days or whatever the days were, and so they you could tell they were rusty. They weren't in sync offensively or defensively, and that's the reason why they, were down 22 points. But what you saw in the fourth quarter was what they have been throughout, the playoffs. Since they lost, to whoever it was, Atlanta, those 2 games. And so the only thing I can say is, they could work to try to create more turnovers or force the ball all the way to the hoop so they can get their length. Very similar to what the Spurs are doing to try to come back, taking them off the 3-point line. But that requires good rotations and all those types of things. And with that being said, if you have James Harden on the floor, and if you have even those guys doing more running and more communicating on defense and those types of things, and I'm not sure if they're capable of doing that. So it'd be interesting to see because, they probably force Josh Hart to make shots like they did in game 1. They were looking to force him to make more shots from the outside, which he's capable of doing. But I think he missed some. But to Coach Brown's credit, he didn't play the last, he wasn't down the stretch, and they brought in Shamet, who is a shot maker, and if you leave him open, that's a different story.
Yeah, he's gonna knock it down.
He's gonna knock it down.
So that was, to me, that's part of the chess match and in game, all those types of things. And in the playoffs, and even it shouldn't be just playoffs, but if you're trying to win the game, all your guys have to be prepared and ready for it. And then if you're not on the floor and you're supposed to be on the floor, you have to accept that role at that moment, because like tonight, it could be Josh Hart who's on the floor,
right? And
he has to produce, a certain way because it's a different game.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest thing for me, my biggest takeaway from that game was they're up 22. So now you don't have to force scores anymore. They now have to make plays and play defense and get stops against you. You don't have to force scores. And if you're up 22, your biggest advantage now is time. So now let's stop rushing shots. Let's stop coming down shooting inherent threes and let's just play in the clock and let the clock be your best friend. So let's limit their possessions by getting quality possessions ourselves. At worst, you run their legs into the clock every time down. At best, you've run their legs into it, and you've made a quality 2, which keeps it even, or you quality 3 makes you +1. So I didn't understand the shooting of the threes, because they ended up shooting 53s in that game. And I'm like, you're up 22. You don't need 53. That seems crazy. So, so at some point, you got to call the dogs off, keep scoring, and stay aggressive, but not to the point of just throwing the ball up and wishing for a prayer. That's crazy to me.
Speaking of calling, at some point you can call a timeout when the team's on a 40-9
Also, it's okay to stop the momentum of the other team. That's allowed. That is allowed. Oh, they're doing well. Timeout.
Yeah. They've scored 15 straight points.
Where's that, Charlie?
I mean, all those are, probably true assessments of, the game, and I'm sure they'll look at it. But you also got to look at they just came from playing, 7 games in a hard-fought series.
Yeah.
And, fourth quarter came around and everything picked up, even more.
Yeah.
And so you could start to see some of that as well. Guys not moving as fast as you would like for them, and they start settling, because that's normally when you're tired, you start settling.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the ball is moving and they had people moving, the Knicks, their offense is more, pass and chase, pass and cut type action, go set screens.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit more movement from a defensive standpoint as well. So when you start adding all those things together, you kind of get this, what you probably got. But I'm sure they'll work to make an adjustment. I don't know how much it will make. I mean, how much of a difference it will make in the outcome. But I think they'll work to try to make some adjustments, like everybody else.
Yeah.
When Jalen Brunson gets going, they put 2 on the ball, and they've seen that, and they found a way to, to force teams to, they found a way to, beat teams. So there are always strategies that you try to use, and you hope they land. But at the end of the day, they have their share of wins in the series, because they'll make adjustments, especially when they go home, and energy and all those types of things. So it'll be interesting to see.
Well, speaking of adjustments, the biggest adjustment last night, from my perspective, in the OKC Spurs series was they realized that they had another 7-footer on the bench. I was like, oh, we got this dude over here. He's got 6 fouls. Let's put him in the game and see what happens. So, and by the way, I love the honesty at the end of the game from SGA when asked by Zora Stevenson. Shout out to Zora Stevenson. And she said, hey, the adjustment, you put Isaiah Hartenstein in the game. Talk about that adjustment. He said he didn't play that well. he was okay. He was.
I didn't like. I didn't like that.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
So let's just talk about being honest. This is not a cowboy fight. He's out there rambling bulls.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm just curious, like, I don't understand. Well, I do understand it. Don't get me going down that rabbit hole.
Right.
And certain referees calling the game. But the same calls that Karl-Anthony Towns was getting on holding people.
Yes. Hartenstein's doing that all night.
Oh my God.
Whole night,
Yeah.
And they didn't call it but one time, and then they had to go to the monitor to get that one.
Right, to justify, yeah.
And it wasn't like he was hiding it. He was doing it in the open court. He was holding it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I understand it from a player's perspective. I understand the strategy and the whole nine, but I'm like, you can't just allow that to happen and then there be no like pushback.
And the young coach for the Spurs, Coach Johnson, I believe his last name, he's got to call that out. And the organization got to eat the fine. Because you can't just let these guys mug this guy. Listen, the only thing missing from the game last night was Wemby's wallet. Like, God, man, you're tackling him on the basketball court. He's getting smacked on every play. He's getting pushed down. Listen, I get it. I get it. I don't know what your strategy to stop him is either. Like, it's a lot. He's a lot. He's a problem.
Last night, Wemby got officiated like Shaq used to.
Yes. And as a Laker fan, I'm gonna tell you, the PTSD was in full effect because I was like, hey man, I've seen this before. This is now you gotta believe tomorrow night this will even out. I'm assuming that the home cooking that was in OKC will be in San Antonio as well. I gotta believe, but it doesn't always work that way. But I'm assuming that surely this is going to balance out at some point.
Like Charlie said about the Cavs next series, there'll be adjustments, and there'll be adjustments in the officiating.
There has to be. You can't. We're watching a mugging in real time. Like that doesn't feel like balanced basketball right now.
So yeah, people don't like to acknowledge that, but it is a real thing. The referees definitely call differently. And I don't know if it's an innate thing or where. We used to think it was something coming out of left field, but we knew when certain guys showed up to referee a game, and the game, depending upon the game and how the series was going, we knew how the calls were going to go.
Yeah,
and that was just part of it. And so we had to make that adjustment. And like even last night, I'm sitting there. There was like a stretch one time where there was no foul call.
Right.
I know exactly when you were talking.
Right. Yes.
And I'm like, what are we doing? Like people out here falling down, getting hit on everything, and there's like no fouls called.
Yeah.
And one time the guys actually stopped because they
were like, surely. Right.
Yeah.
Surely.
And it was
like, I know I just fouled this dude.
Yeah. They're like, no play on. There's no foul. You didn't
Don't
hit you hard enough.
Don't believe your lying eyes. There's no foul. It was crazy. It's been if I'm the Spurs, I gotta push back. I gotta make it public. I gotta put pressure on the league to do something. Because you can't, come on, man. Listen, OKC's hard enough. The Spurs are hard enough. We can't make it harder by not officiating the game right. It's crazy. But that may not be the biggest problem. Despite all that, it may not be the biggest problem the Spurs have. Dylan Harper goes down last night, and that is significant because De'Aaron Fox is not playing yet. And by the way, I feel very bad for Stephen Castle because Stephen Castle is playing well offensively.
He is.
As far as shooting the ball.
He's playing his heart out there.
But my God, he's out. He's
also out there brutalizing people.
He is not playing his true position, and it shows. The man has 20 turnovers in 2 games, and I get it because he's not like, this ain't what I do. I don't do this. So he just wants to go back and do what he does.
Well, he has to, without De'Aaron Fox and also
now Harper, right?
He has the ball in his hands more, and so that when you have the ball in your hands more, you have more opportunities to turn the ball over.
Right.
In anybody's sense.
I mean, AI
But
used to
some
lead
of
the
it-
league in
some-
turnovers.
But some of those, like I said, some of the turnovers were careless, but some of them were fouls that didn't get called, and now you didn't turn the ball over, and that's happened numerous times,
Yes.
on all sides. Last night, especially on all sides, like guys were driving and getting fouled, and there were no calls, so they were turnovers, turn into turnovers, and so it's just this whole sense of him. But man, I felt bad for him because
I have
at
too.
one point he was at like 11.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what they could do at this point because they're maybe letting Harrison. I don't know what to do. Like it's a tough situation.
Now, Harrison Barnes is not the answer in any stretch.
Not for that deal.
Well, I guess I'm looking at experience, and I'm saying maybe the experience of somebody like a Harrison Barnes who's been here many times. Maybe that helps a little bit. To maybe he can hit the middle of the floor. Stephen Council can get the ball to him. They can, I don't know. Trying to figure out some, but I don't know. The De'Aaron Fox thing is a problem. That is a problem.
I think he's gonna play. I think he's gonna play.
I think he comes back.
I hope so. I'd like to see him back out there because I think he could help significantly against Shea because now Shea's got to play. Now Shea has got to guard somebody on the court that's going to be as aggressive or as attentive offensively as he is on the other side. So that kind of balances some things out. And De'Aaron's a decent defender. He's not the greatest, but he's a decent defender. And and when Wemby, you become better because he's back there helping you out. So I don't know. I think that one's going 6 or 7, probably 7, but it'll be interesting to see. Did you like the Isaiah Hartenstein move, or you were like it's not a big deal one way or the other?
What you mean Hartenstein move?
Having Hartenstein guard Wemby more in game 2?
I think he did what he's supposed to do, which was he was just being physical with him.
Yeah.
Then he attacked the offensive glass, especially late.
It didn't produce the set free of Chet Holmgren that I think they thought it was going to do. Like Chet was okay, but he wasn't. It didn't set him free.
But you got to look at
3 less fouls.
We putting a lot of pressure on him to be something when you have Shea and the Williams kid as the two.
Who, by the way,
guys.
went out. Yeah, went out, and he went out last night again. I think he's done. I think he might be done. Yeah, I think he might be done. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's done.
Which is not a big deal because they played with him all year without him. So it's a big deal because of the talent, but it's not going to offset what they do.
They've got players that can come in.
Yes,
that have come in and played well this year
all season long. They've been fine. Yeah,
they can adjust to that.
You'll see a lot more Alex Caruso probably.
Caruso and
the other Jalen
Jared McCain.
Yeah. So, Jared McCain has played well, period. Like, he's been really, really good.
Makes you wonder what they were doing in Philly, but.
Well, Philly gone Philly.
Casey Wallace gave him some good minutes last night, too.
He did.
12 points on 4 of 6 shooting, 4 of 6 threes.
But also, I'll say this. Now we're on the road, and you know what happens to the road players a lot of times on the road. That shrink back is real on the road. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on with all of that. But listen, the conundrum of Charlie Ward is in full effect right now. He's cheering for everybody. Or more importantly, he's cheering for
there's two teams he's not cheering for.
Well, he's cheering for the teams that he played for. So the organizations that he played for. But I can't wait to see the Spurs versus the Knicks because I can't wait to see what are you going to have a shirt made that has half Spurs and half Knicks or
he's going to have like the 2 in silver and the 1 in orange.
Exactly. He'll come on the show orange, black, silver, and blue skies. Orange, black, silver, and blue skies. So
I'm happy for you, Charlie.
I don't know. San Antonio's got literally every color in the rainbow in their color scheme. So he can wear a Knicks jersey with just San Antonio written on it. It'll make sense.
I'm sure that colorful jersey thing means something. Charlie, can you explain that? Because I don't know what it means.
Must be a Mexican. It's Mexican something.
Oh yeah, I forgot about.
And like the Spurs original colors were that before they went to the black and silver in the 90s, I think.
That's a weird choice. Let me just tell you. Looking at those colors together, I'm like, that feels.
It looks like the 90s.
Well, and it also feels drug induced. Like it feels very drug induced. Like, you know what we should do? Like, I don't know. I just don't see those colors going together. But okay,
yeah, they try to legalize psychedelics.
Yeah, they have very much so. They have. The rest of the league is not concerned about what the Spurs, Knicks, Cavs, or OKC Thunder are doing. They are trying to figure out how they're going to solve their own problems. And the biggest problem right now that is thundering down the pike is that it appears that the Milwaukee Bucks are going to make a decision on Giannis sooner rather than later. Like it's going to happen. It feels like it's going to happen before the draft because they want somebody's draft pick this year, which, by the way, I think is a smart play because this draft is loaded. Like you can probably get somebody quality even late in the first round. So that makes this very interesting because the offers are coming in. This feels very much like a very popular house in a neighborhood that everybody wants to live in, and everybody's riding by saying, we'll make the best offer, because that's what the Milwaukee Bucks are doing, is sitting back and letting the offers come to them. I get Lakers notifications all day, every day, and I've seen their offer a million times. And I'll be honest with you, I know that they're going to be aggressive, but I don't know if they have the best offer. I think taking the fandom, well, I'm just saying, taking the fandom out to me, Lloyd, and I'd love to hear you guys pontificate on this. To me, the best offer would be Boston. Jaylen Brown for Giannis makes all the sense in the world. Because you're not only going to get just Jaylen Brown, but you're going to get like several first-round draft picks to build around Jaylen Brown, and you can craft a team the way that you want. So to me, unless the Lakers are giving you their firstborn and all these other things, I don't know how they're going to pull this off. But if Boston wants Giannis, they should be able to get him. What are you guys' thoughts to that?
You mean to tell me that dominating isn't enough to get Giannis?
I'm so mad he has that chain. I'm so mad that he doesn't have good friends in his life that couldn't talk him out of buying that chain. Good friends that'll be honest with you is an essential part of personal growth. You gotta have DeAndre Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton has a
right
chain
before the last
game.
Right before the last game where OKC put the Lakers out of the playoffs, he went and bought a chain that says dominating. And I'm like, sir, that is not true. That you are not dominating.
How much did he spend on that chain? Because I could use that money.
And there it is.
Champions Ranch can use that money.
Shout out to Champions Ranch, who needs that money.
Yeah.
Put your money in good places, DeAndre.
100. That is my point. We spending all this money on a chain.
Yeah, he didn't need it.
That ain't true.
At all. Let's be clear. At all. At no point in his career has he domed or aided.
What is he dominating?
He's dominating dumb statements like when he said that coach was crazy for trying to play him like Clint Capella. I'm like, you
are you're not even as good as Clint Capella.
You're nowhere near good as Clint Capella now.
At least Clint Capella is consistent.
And Clint Capella's 40 years old and still
right. What are you talking about? It's the delusion for me. It's the delusion. Like, sir, I'm gonna need you to get some good friends and get around them uncles that you don't want to be around, but that always tell you the truth. Because Uncle gonna tell you the truth. Listen here, boy. Your game ain't nothing. Your game is trash. It's terrible. You look awful out there.
So what? So how many years does he have on this contract? He should be.
He has a player option, or the team has one of them has a player option. They're not going to bring him back though. He has played his last game as a Laker for sure. They're going to retool. The good thing about the Lakers and where they are right now, they have $92 million, which is the most of any team in cap space. So they have a lot of money to spend, and they're very much on the fence with LeBron's contract. So that could free up even more money. So if they decide,
LeBron also has a no trade clause, so
he does, but the reality of it is that if they want him somewhere and he wants to be somewhere, it's an easy do. It's not
that's the second part is the hard part.
Well, I think this about wait a minute, hold on. If I'm not mistaken, he's unrestricted. Yeah, I think LeBron's unrestricted.
Yeah, he's an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah. So they could let him walk theoretically if they wanted to and get nothing, which is not necessarily bad. It's just it is what it is at this point. But they're gonna have to really have a blow them away offer and then the other thing is this. Where does Giannis want to go? Because he's under contract. So you're taking the contract on wherever he goes. So you got to decide. He's got to decide, I'm going to resign here.
I just can't see any scenario unless there's like a mammoth 3 or 4 team trade that gets Giannis to the Lakers.
Maybe. I don't know.
It'd have to be. Lakers don't have the pieces for that.
But I think it's not even about that. I think you're looking at it the wrong way. They spent $10 billion. Mark Walters spent $10 billion.
Okay, you can spend all you want. If you don't have pieces that Milwaukee's going to want, it doesn't matter.
but when you spend $10 billion, you get creative. You're going to have to get creative. And you're right about the 3-team deal. It could be a 3-team, 4-team, whatever. But what I'm saying, he's not going to leave the table until he's exhausted all possibilities. Because I spent $10 billion. What I'm not going to do is not have a complimentary part to the Dodgers. I'm trying to dominate the winter and the spring in LA. That's what I'm trying to do. And that's what he's going to make a run. They're going to make a significant run. They're going to build a new team completely from the ground up. Will Giannis be there? And by the way, let me also say this. Don't even know if Giannis is the best part to go get. Not even confident in that anymore. I think there's a lot of other paths that you can take if you're the Lakers to build the type of team.
I don't know if I don't know how he fits with Luka.
I've been wondering the exact same thing.
And so, I mean, it all sounds good on paper, and
does it though?
Look good on paper, yeah, because you got all-stars.
Yeah, you got names.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. So it's not like it's a bad look, but when you start looking at fit and who's deferring and all those types of things at a certain time, and you have those issues that you have to deal with, and then who do you pair those guys with? You say, well, if I can get these 3, I'm talking about Reed, what's his name?
Austin Reeves.
Reeves. I mean, if you say these are my 3 guys, then who are you going to pair them with? You say, well, I can go pair them with anybody.
Yeah. Because
maybe those guys are making all the money, and we'll just go get a few guys here and there. I don't know if that can work in today's NBA. You got to have quality players that kind of fit what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see, how they do it, because the difference between baseball and basketball is there's a cap.
It's the salary cap.
No cap. That's exactly right.
And baseball, you can go get all the best players.
You just go buy them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's okay. But in basketball, that's not always the case. And so it'll be interesting to see how they put the team together. But if you have resources, you can at least have a chance to put the team together.
The thing that makes me nervous about the Austin Reeves thing is that you're committing to a very specific concept of basketball in that you're saying my backcourt can't guard anybody. So we're going to try to beat you with 3-and-D guys, right? And a quality center or a decent center and hope that that's enough because our backcourt can score with anybody. So if that's true, and by the way, this last year, Austin Reeves was fantastic. In his contract year, he was fantastic. But he and Luka are a liability on defense. So how that works out, I don't know. Like, you know, it's an interesting thing. I don't love that, if I'm being honest with you. I would prefer Luka having a backcourt mate that can offset what he does and maybe hit shots, wide open shots, this, that, and the other. I'm more Steph to Clay than I am James Hart to Kyrie, if that makes sense stylistically. So we'll see. But here's what I do know: a man spent $10 billion. He wants a winner, and he's going to try to do whatever he can to put a winner out there. And I don't think he's opposed to overspending but he wants to spend his money the right way, and he has done that with the Dodgers. And so you assume that he'll do that. He what's really cool is that he tore the whole thing down, the Lakers organization down to the studs, and said, okay, here's what a quality run corporate organization looks like, not a mom and pop.
Yeah. But I'm just looking around the league and like, I don't know what team you throw together, no matter what you do, that's going to, if you're the Lakers, that's going to beat these two teams playing in the Western Conference Finals right now.
Well,
and the players that they need may not even be in the league yet.
Yeah.
Because these two teams aren't going anywhere for the next 10 to 15 years.
But the problem to that is the Lakers have never been, in his last 20 years, not even 20, I'll say the last 10 years, the Lakers are not willing to take it out and go wait for those players. They have not shown any inclination that they're willing to do that.
Maybe they will now with no ownership.
Well, that to me is a better strategy, but I don't think they'll do it. I just don't think they'll do it. There's something about this whole LA thing about winning and the pride of winning, and you know.
But again, though, maybe that'll change now that the Buss family's not running the team.
Maybe it should. I'll say this: I'm on board with what you're saying. Like, it might not be bad. It might not be bad to tear it down a little bit and then rebuild it that way. But
the only question I have with that, though, I mean, I do think that's probably the best solution.
Maybe, but the problem is Luka.
That's what I was going to get to.
Yeah.
How is Luka going to be Luka long enough for a rebuild?
No. The answer to that is no, because he's had hamstring issues like the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And so you got to maximize this because you made that trade. You now have to maximize this window.
They're in such a purgatory because they made a win now trade without win now
players. Yeah. And so but now this offseason has to be about who can we get that can fit around these guys so that we can win now. And that's not an easy get. But it'll be interesting to see if they can pull it off.
I mean, you know what? Money may not be a bad idea for them, and I think you get on board with this. You trade Austin Reeves to get up into the lottery, if you can.
I can do that. Mm-hmm.
Reeves and whatever else, because you're not going to trade Luka. You can't trade LeBron for the most part.
Right.
He's your best piece that you have that you're going to get value for. And try to get up in that lottery. They got to get in the lottery.
100%. I'm okay with going after a Cam Boozer or do something crazy that nobody's expecting, and let's see what happens. Like I listen to Charlie.
Try to get old boy from Kansas.
Yes. Well, no.
I don't think he's gonna pull that mess in the league.
The great Maya Angelou. Hey, Charlie, the great Maya Angelou said, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
Believe him.
Yeah.
So he makes me nervous. Oh boy.
It's just and see, that's the thing I keep trying to tell people is, is habits travel.
Yeah.
Like we say we learned and we grow, but when you have habits and mentalities, at any given point, you can change.
Yeah.
But it's hard to change.
Yeah.
When it's like that. So I agree. I'm kind of hesitant on him just because his mentality, especially if you have others that are very gifted, very similar, and their mentality is totally different. I rock with those guys first, in my opinion.
Charlie, can I make a prediction to you and Kendrick real quick?
Hmm?
I think he's going to draft. I think he's going to drop in the draft. I do. I know nobody's talking about it. Nobody's saying anything about it. It's very quiet around him right now. But I think he's going to drop. I think he's going to scare off some GMs. The talent is undeniable. There's no question the talent is there. But do you really trust it? Do you really feel like – and by the way, Kendrick, to bring it back to a local situation, Mikal may drop too. Like, it's the same story. Like, availability is a big deal. You have to be out there.
I think the possibility of Peterson dropping is a little bit higher than Mikal.
100%.
Mikal had that back injury coming in college.
100%.
And so you do wonder about it health-wise.
But
who I would go with if I would try if the Lakers are able to get into the lottery?
Yeah.
Even though it would be super hard. It's Caleb Wilson.
Oh my God. That would be a gift from the Lord. I love Caleb Wilson.
I like him. I like this kid out of Illinois is sneaky good. It's Hart say somebody sneaky good when they have him projected as a number 5 pick.
Right.
But Keaton Bogler, he didn't see him that because it's Illinois.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to be a very good player in the draft too.
My 3 plug and play players, meaning that they're NBA game day, game 1 ready to play. Yeah. Caleb, I love Caleb's game. I think he's going to be phenomenal. I think A-Cup is going to be. I've spoke ad nauseum about A-Cup on this show. I think he is the real deal. And then I love. I'm having another old man moment. We said Caleb, A-Cup, and then who's my third? There's another one. Boozer. And I love Boozer. I think those 3 guys are ready. They're ready to come in and contribute right now.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Them your only 3?
Those are my top 3. I know what you're saying. DeBonsa, okay, yes, he'll be great. He'll be good. I think it's going to take him, but I think there's a learning curve, though, Charlie. I do think there's a learning curve for him.
There's a learning curve for all of them.
Yeah, but I don't think the other 3 learning curve is going to be as great as his because he's going to be asked. Well, hold on, let me explain. I think what he's going to be asked to do is wildly different than what the other 3 is going to be asked to do. Because now he's the face of Washington. He's the face. And by the way,
there's a reason for that.
And by the way, if they don't re-sign AD, which by the way, there are a lot of signs pointing to AD not being there, and maybe Trae Young not being there. He is it. That's a lot on. It's the same thing that happened with Cooper Flagg. As the year went on, Cooper Flagg got better and better and better and better.
Yeah. So you saying Cooper Flagg was not NBA ready?
Those first few weeks weren't great. They were okay.
He's a rookie.
They're all rookies. What are we talking about?
They're all rookies. That's what I'm saying. Yes.
What are we talking about the first few weeks?
I'm saying that Devonsa is going to have to fight uphill because he's going to a bad team. So that's what happens.
They're all bad teams. That's why they're in the lottery.
That's okay. But are you saying hold on?
Most of those teams are in the lottery for a reason.
Right. Are you both sitting here saying to me? Hold on. Are you both sitting here saying to me? Because I love the guess what, Lloyd? But let's be real. You're saying to me that if Acuff goes to Dallas, that team doesn't almost instantly get better. That's a better team.
Well,
that's a better team.
You can say that about Devonsa too.
I would not say that about Devonsa going to Dallas.
Well, yeah, I would. Yeah, I would.
No, they would not get better. They don't even know who their coach is right now.
They don't know who their coach is now if they get Acuff. It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing because Acuff and what Acuff does and what Cooper Flagg does naturally fits together. What Devonsa does and what Cooper Flagg does not naturally fit together. It's the same thing that Charlie Ward. The same thing that Charlie Ward said about Giannis and
no, I agree with that.
Yeah,
but I mean,
but if you put Acuff on the Wizards, they're in the same situation.
Yeah, they're not.
I'm not saying. Let's take the Acuff thing out. That was just for a specific team. I don't even know why you brought that part up. I'm saying I think Devonsa. No. I think with Devonsa, it's going to be a challenge. Listen. You're not talking about a guy who's going to lead this team to a playoff game in the next 2 years. They're probably 4 or 5 years away.
That's because it's the Wizards.
That's the point I'm making. It's not. It's
but
not
you can make that about anybody in the draft, though.
No,
because it's the Wizards. No, yes, because it's the Wizards.
No, you're talking about going to the Wizards. I'm talking about the teams that are the guys that are going to whatever team they're going to.
Nah, I'm confused.
I know you are. That's what I'm saying because we're having two different conversations. I'm not talking specifically about the Wizards. I'm talking about all of the guys that are going to land in their spots. The ones that I think that are going to land in good spots, Caleb Wilson will land in a good spot. Good in the sense of the pieces that are there now complement what he does.
He's projected to go to the Bulls. There's no compliments there.
Who is that?
Caleb Wilson.
I don't see the Bulls taking him. I don't see the Bulls taking him.
Yeah, they will, unless he gets picked before that. Unless he goes to the Grizzlies.
I can see now that's a better fit.
Is it?
Well, listen, they need talent. That's your team. You love the Grizzlies.
I love Ja.
Okay,
I've stated this multiple times. When Ja goes, I go.
and by the way, well, to that point, that may be the single sneakiest offseason move of the entire offseason. Like, if Ja understands the moment that he is in, which is this is a make or break year for you. This is a redemption year for you. You have to go and perform and play nice, or else that could be, and he can get back to being Ja. That could swing that could be an interesting swing for some teams. Now, I don't know where he's going to go. Where would he go? Does he go to the Bulls? That's a lateral move, though, right? That's not even.
Yes.
That's not even a great
lateral move to a team with tradition that really only has about a decade of tradition to begin with because they was terrible before Mike got there.
100%. And then here's another interesting one. What happens with Kawhi? Do the Clippers still keep hitching their wagon to Kawhi? Or at some point
I think with Pablo Torre winning a Pulitzer Prize for the stories he did on them, they've got to come up off of that one.
I'd get away from that as far as
they need to go ahead and part ways.
You need to reset the room on that one.
I mean, hey, they could be, the Clippers could be in play for Giannis.
It's not bad. That's not bad. It would help tremendously. But they can't pay him like they pay Kawhi. They can't pay him with advertising.
You think Steve Ballmer can't pay him?
No. He can't pay him. Right, that's what I'm saying. He can't cheat to pay him like he did with Kawhi.
I mean, if you're the Clippers, I ask y'all what y'all think. If you box Kawhi and that number 5 pick to Milwaukee for Giannis, is that worth it?
I need more.
I'm just asking. I really don't. I think that's too much for Giannis at this point. But.
Well, the problem is Kawhi. And Charlie, I'd love to hear you talk about this. The problem is Kawhi. And again, availability has to matter.
He played a lot this year.
He did good this year. I'll give him credit. He was better this year and available this year more than he has been in the last 4 or 5 seasons.
I think statistically, he had like one of his best years of his career.
He did. But also, he also got, you know what else he also did this year? Get a year older. Yeah. On those knees that have not been consistent throughout the entirety of his career. So is he on the other side of his knee problems? Well, let me ask you a question. Have your knee problems gotten better as you've gotten older?
You know, at our age, it depends on the day. Sometimes you have good days.
And that's Kawhi. That is, you just described Kawhi extremely well. He has good days. He has bad days. Will he have more good days than bad days? Go ahead, Charlie.
No, he has. I don't know if that's a good deal for Milwaukee because, he can carry a team, but if they're not winning, like this year, it was tough on him to kind of try to carry that load. I say alone because that's kind of where he was. I'm not sure who he had out there with him, but they made some trades to try to, get better. I think they got the point guard. I forgot if it came from Cleveland, who, could be a good piece. Darius Garland.
Yeah, Darius.
Could be a good piece.
Another availability guy.
You need guys that, I don't know where the Clippers go, but Giannis would be a good fit if they could keep their team together and find a way to get him there.
They got the pieces to do
it. Without really giving up Kawhi or Darius Garland, because you need somebody that can relieve the pressure.
Yeah.
Of Kawhi going one-on-one. Now he's a bucket.
Yeah.
He's a straight bucket. But defensively, he's not the same type of guy. Then offensively, he needs somebody else to help him because he commands double teams. And when he does get that, he has to have the people around him to be able to make plays.
Another team that makes me very interested is the Jazz because they got a lot of quality players. And they pulled out that Jaren Jackson thing, which was a shocker of the entire trade deadline for me.
They've got a playoff roster now.
They've got a team, but at the same time, I could also see them not paying Walker Kessler. I could also see them saying maybe we need to move on from Lauri Markkanen. I could also see them, making some moves, making some trades, and trying to create a better fit of a team. Because right now they've got a lot of great players. But I don't know what it looks
off those three. They're not coming off none of them, dude.
I don't think they're going to pay one of those guys. I think it could easily be Walker Kessler. That's the odd man out. Like I could see that. I could see him being the odd man out. And then if so, where does he go? Who makes a play for him?
Lakers need to.
Well, listen, I've heard that more than a few places that the Lakers and by the way, the Jazz may be a little more willing to do that now that they have Jaren Jackson. They can say, oh, we can do some things. And we got the number 2 pick, which is probably going to be Cam Boozer, unless Cam's the number 1 pick. I can see Cam going number 1, if I'm being honest with you.
Hey, stop it, Lloyd.
I'm just telling you.
It's too early for this nonsense.
I'm telling you, it could be Cam at number 1.
I don't know what AJ DeBonsa did to you this morning. But there's no way that dude's not the number 1 pick in the draft.
Okay.
Only way he's not is if somehow Utah convinces Washington to not draft him.
Let me timestamp this moment that you just spoke of so that when it comes back, I'm going to say, remember when you said at 114.
Cameron Boozer is not going to be the number 1 pick in the draft.
Okay, all right. it's going to be an interesting offseason to say the least. But to the point we were talking about earlier, there's so many great players in this first round. Like we hadn't even started talking about Yaxel Lindenberg. We hadn't talked about a Damara. We haven't talked about. Say that again.
Koa Pete.
There's
ESPN. As good as that kid was, they have him projected as the 25th pick.
Yes,
for the Celtics.
Yes, there's a lot of talent in this draft that you can get and plug into your lineup, and it'd be significant. Yeah, it'd be significant.
Yeah, they have him as the 27th pick by the Celtics. I mean, if that could happen for the Celtics, good Lord.
Yeah, that'd be a huge.
But I think that's good for him. I mean, I think he has good upside. He reminds me of Aaron Gordon. Is it Aaron Gordon?
Yeah,
Aaron Gordon.
The young man in Denver.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon.
By the way, I'm hearing that he's not going to resign. That they're thinking about making some moves with him.
Well,
they have to do something
because he wasn't available to him late in the season.
Yeah,
and he was in and out. When he was there, he was good. But I can see Koa Pete being like on the
that type of player.
Aaron Gordon.
I see a little Tobias Harris in him too.
Hopefully, very little.
I like Tobias Harris.
When Tobias is good, he's good. But there are times when Tobias is like,
when you're Detroit and you have him set up as just second scorer, then that's an issue.
But I'm not even just talking about Detroit. Even back to the Clipper days and before that,
he's always been like. They've always tried to make him like a second option. He's more of a third.
Or third, yeah. He's a third. He's a legit third. So I don't know.
Jaden Quaitons as the 20th pick to the Spurs. That's interesting.
That is interesting. Interesting.
He's going to a good organization, so they can make it work.
Yeah. There's a lot of talent in this draft. So I can understand. Going all the way back to the original start of this conversation with Milwaukee, they need to make somebody bring them a real offer. And it does need to include this year's pick. I would not wait for next year or the year after. Bump that. Give me this year's pick. Let's start with that, and then let's see where it goes from there. So there you go.
Still in Florida, do you think that Boozer's going to be the number one pick?
I didn't say he was. I said he could be. I think he very well could be. And by the way, if you're Washington, that's not a bad way to start rebuilding the situation.
Next year's draft, he could be.
Yeah, no, he could be the guy this year. He could very well be the guy.
Not taking him over AJ DeBonson.
Okay, all right. You say that, and then, but again, it all depends on what you're trying to do. If you're Washington,
that's the other part of it. It's Washington.
Yeah, that's the part that sucks because Washington.
You keep forgetting the
logic of the logic of what you're supposed to do compared to what Washington will do is somewhat baffling at times. Like, what? Come on, man, y'all gotta do better than this. So I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me because Washington is the kind of franchise that does weird things all the time.
That's the one caveat you have in your favor is that.
All the time. They are not opposed to doing the bizarre. Giving you the what moment.
Yeah.
The other thing that's really interesting that we're seeing a lot of noise this year, more so than we have in the past, is the who's not going to get drafted in the first round. Because that is going to possibly shape what happens in the NCAA next year. And on verbal commitment, now tell me, everybody's got to decide about the 27th, right? Did I get my dates right? I think it's the 27th.
I think it's the 27th.
Everybody has to decide if they're staying in the draft or not. And there are 3 targets, I think, like teams like Louisville have that they've verbally committed to. And have any of them already decided that they're not gonna?
Badunga signed with Louisville on Monday,
so he's out. He's out of the draft.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're waiting on the Milo, whatever the kid's name is. Milo something, but you know what I'm saying. The kid from I think he's Iowa State. Or something
Iowa
like that.
State, yeah.
He has not officially decided, but I think it's already been decided for him. He's not going first round. At least all the projections that I've seen says he's not going first round.
Yeah, just scrolling through there, and I never did see his name. The funny thing is, so you know who his top three schools are, right?
Isn't it Kentucky, Louisville, and Indiana? Aren't there all three?
Kentucky, Louisville, and St. John's.
Of course. Because why not? Why not St. John's be in the mix of other? And
Rick already stole one player from Kentucky.
And I was gonna say those two, Kentucky and St. John's, are in a position where they almost have to overpay to get it. Yeah. So it'll be the paycheck versus will he want to play with a team where he doesn't have to work nearly as hard as he would if he went to the other two teams.
According to ESPN's mock draft, they have him 38th.
Charlie, how important is it to get a guaranteed first round look or commitment to stay in versus going back to school? How important is that, or how important do you think that is? I hope I phrased that question right.
I don't know.
He'd get more money in college.
Yeah, and then even that part, we sometimes we can't make decisions based off of how much money you're gonna make, because at some point, just that mindset. I'm just a big believer. Mindset sets a lot of things, and I understand the philosophy and thought process behind it. However, if you're doing it just because of that, you're going to miss out on a whole lot of other things. And so I just think doing things for the right reasons, and some people may say the right reason is because I can make more money here and there. If you feel like you want to stay in college because of the environment and all the different things, the right fit, I can get some more tape, film. That's what I mean by right things.
Yeah.
But some people are making their decisions based on who can pay the most, and then they go there and they might not be the best fit for their skill set, and what have you. And so it's just go to the right place. If you think the NBA is the right place for you to develop or get your foot in the door or whatever the case may be, then do it. But I'm not saying how much money is not a factor. There has to be a factor for sure. But it can't be like the thing that I make my sole decision. Like that's the last decision on who can pay me the most.
He said that he wants to go, if he comes back to college, he wants to come back to a contender. He's not just going somewhere for money. That's what he has stated.
So that makes sense. Like if he's doing that, making those decisions based on that, then that's what I mean by the right decision. Like you have the right thing, but of course, if the team who's not a contender can pay more, they flip. It's like this whole, they say one thing, and I'm not talking about just this young man, but just in general, you hear people talk about, well, this is the right fit, but then such and such comes over and say, well, I can pay you X amount. Then they're like, oh, well, I'm going over there.
This fits my checking account.
Charlie, what you just said is true, because if you're saying you're going to go to a contender, then why is Kentucky even in the conversation? Because
Kentucky would be a contender.
Yeah,
Kentucky's got good pieces.
Will they?
Kentucky's got good pieces. People are sleeping on what they got. They do have some good pieces, especially if Malachi Moreno comes back.
So
his game fits around. His game fits around. To be honest with you, I think Malachi Moreno's decision has as much to do with if he goes to Kentucky or not as anything.
Why do you say that?
Because his game fit. Style play. You got a big in there who it probably will command double teams, and you're going to get open shots.
You should get open shots.
And they've got guards. Kentucky's guards that they brought in are downhill guys that are going to put pressure on the defense, and he's going to get open shots. And so they're
on paper. It's all on paper at this point, yeah.
Zoom Diallo is a good player. I mean, he's Otega Oweh reincarnated, and so they've got guys who can get to the rim that's going to force double teams and get open shots. And so a lot of people are sleeping on Kentucky. Kentucky's still going to be a ranked team coming into the season.
Well, it was going to be that just on name recognition alone.
Yeah, they've got decent players coming in.
Okay. You think they're top 25?
Yeah.
Okay, but not top 10.
No, not right now.
Well, that's
but
where
the roster's not finished.
But that's my point. If you're saying true contender is a 2-man race, if you're saying potential, okay, I'll give you that.
If Moreno comes back, they very well could be top 15.
Okay, fair enough. But I thought I saw Moreno's in the draft too, right?
So where's Moreno?
Yeah, he's in the draft conversations, and I'm hearing
he's moving up draft boards.
Yeah, I'm hearing that he might not be coming back. Like he may fall into a late situation, and next thing you know, he ain't there no more. Like, so we'll see. Plus, center is as valuable as it has ever been in the NBA.
Well, if you drafted Malachi, and I love the kid, but if you're drafting him clearly on upside.
No, absolutely.
Well, that's most of them, but definitely him. That's why I was wondering, like, why is he still in the draft? He should be. He's
moving up in the draft. He's moving up. There's some draft boys that have him in the first round.
So that's an issue I have. Like, there's guys who are out there who've been in school longer than 1 year with talent, very similar talent, that probably could play very similar position.
Yeah.
He's 7 foot, though. There ain't that many 7-footers.
He's a legit 7 foot.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's the key with him. Reason why he's moving up. It's like you look at him, and you're like, "Oh, I could work with that."
He looks the part. That's the problem with this. He looks the part, and yet the upside.
And Malachi's biggest issue is he just has to get stronger, which you can make somebody get stronger because he can step out if he has to. He can make the three. Even he made that game-winning 3 against LSU this year, and he can step out if he has to. He can rebound. He can do a lot. He's just raw, and so I can see why NBA talent scouts and it's like 7-footers. It's not that many 7-footers walking the earth. It's like you see one who's got a little bit of a skill set. You think, oh, I can work with that.
Well,
is the right decision? Maybe not.
Let's look at 2 things though with that, Kendrick. There's not that many 7-footers, but also there's not that many NBA teams that can develop 7-footers well. And that may even be the bigger problem because it feels like he's going to be a late pick by somebody. If he goes first round, it'll be a late pick. So who are the teams that truly can develop 7-footers? I'll be honest with you. I don't think my Lakers can. They have not proven that they can yet. Right, so that's not a good.
They haven't developed.
They don't.
Andrew Bynum's the closest one to that.
That's my point. So
like the Spurs are late. They can definitely develop.
They could do it. They could do it for sure. Okay,
Nuggets. The Nuggets are late.
The Nuggets don't necessarily develop centers well. They just drafted a great center.
Who nobody had heard of, and he was drafted during the Taco Bell commercial.
I agree, but okay. Happen. But who else have they drafted that they've developed in that position well?
I remember when Dikembe Mutombo played for the Nuggets.
Did you just channel 1994?
I mean, well, why would they have to develop another center when they've got Jokic right now anyway?
Well, listen. There is a lot of talk that Jokic he has not re-signed yet. He said he is, but he has not. And I think there's a lot of weight. I want to see what you're going to do in his situation right now.
Man, they're gonna hit him with a max and he'll be back.
They are going to hit him with a max, but that doesn't mean he wants to come back to it.
They'll hit him with a max and he'll be back. The Celtics are there. I like this.
You're so money oriented.
I'm just realistic. Name the last time somebody said no to a max deal. Next time will be the first time.
People say no to max deals sometimes.
Name one.
Give me a minute.
We ain't got that much longer in the show.
I know. We got to move on. Charlie,
I'll ask y'all this.
Yes, go ahead.
Spurs at 20. Do you take Quaintance or do you take Moreno?
I would take Moreno.
Quaintance at 6'9", still coming off that knee.
I take Moreno. You know why? Because I'm going to have to deal with OKC for the next 10 years. And whether they keep Isaiah Hartenstein this offseason or whether they don't, they have enough draft picks and enough capital.
Hartenstein.
That's what I'm saying. But they're going to have a 7-footer to back up Holmgren for the rest of his career. So I go get my 7-footer. And what makes that work is that's the perfect guy for him to learn from and to be pushed by every single day. Because if he's handling himself in practice against Wemby, the kid's going to be all right in games.
How about this scenario?
Yeah.
Riddle me this, Batman.
All right.
What about the Thunder? Maybe they move down in the draft
and go get Moreno.
Mm-hmm.
That solves a lot of problems for them because here's going to be their challenge for the next 10 years. Who is your core three? Is that Jalen, Shea, and Chet? And then how do I keep moving parts in and out and saving money so that we can still competitive along the way? That's why I don't think Lou Dort's going to get re-signed.
Yeah, I don't either. And I love Lou Dort.
And I love Lou Dort.
But they have Case and Wallace.
They got Case and Wallace, right? And it's Case and Wallace a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Than Lou Dort. Lou Dort's going to want his bag. And by the way, he probably has earned
he deserves his bag. Your Lakers need to look at him.
I said that too. I've been saying that all along. I think that's a better backcourt mate than Austin Reeves, solely for the reason that he does what Austin Reeves doesn't do, which is play solid on-ball defense. So, and he can hit an open three. He's not been open like this before. He'll be wide open. He can shoot them threes. So I'm joking. I'm joking about that. But I'm saying
that's the thing. I think Austin Reeves shooting over Lou's. But
yeah, well, right. Austin Reeves is a better scorer for sure. But
I love Lou Dort for you.
Yeah, I love Lou Dort. So that's Malachi Moreno makes a lot of sense on that because that's going to be the cycle for the next 10 years with them. Who can we get to replace the guy that we don't want to pay? Yeah, and they've got enough capital to do all of that.
They've got 2 first-round picks this year.
They've got all the capital in the world to make trades, to go up and get guys, to come back and get guys. Yeah. A lot of leeway there. So I agree. Charlie, are you leaving us? It feels like you're leaving us because your background got real quiet. You're in the office. I do it, Charlie Ward. Look at Charlie Ward right there. Look at
we just didn't
get our head coachy.
We just didn't get the walk up to the office today.
I missed the walk up, Charlie. Keep the camera on so we can see the walk up. That's like the best part of the whole show.
It wasn't by design. I'm not sure what happened, how I got back on camera. But
StreamYard has been kind of doing its own thing today. So before you got on, we had a delay going. It was insane. I was just talking over each other the whole time.
Yeah, it was insane. It was absolutely insane. So, but this is going to be a fascinating draft and I think there's going to be significant movement around to do certain things. What teams do it will be the story. And how many teams want to get back into the first round will probably be a significant story. Who gets aggressive will be a story. I'm looking forward to this. I don't often look forward to the NBA draft, but I'm actually looking forward to this one.
Actually, the NBA draft is the only draft I look forward to. NFL draft takes too long.
Well, that is true.
And a baseball draft, I haven't heard of 99.999%.
I don't even know
people
any
get
of these
drafted.
guys. Yeah, I don't know any of these guys. I guess I'm looking at this one. The NBA draft normally goes exactly where you probably thought it was going to go, whereas the NFL draft there sometimes is a little mystery. But this year, the mystery's in the NBA draft because who knows? Like this could go a lot of different ways, and then if it goes those different ways, how does that affect the rest of the draft? Like guys will drop, guys will go up, guys. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this particular draft. Okay, Charlie, you got anything else you want to say to us? I know you're in the office, and I don't know if you got meetings or if you want to stick around for the rest of this. What are you doing?
Well, I'm getting ready for a meeting. We got coaches meeting, but it's been good to hear you guys and see you guys.
It's always good to see you, Charlie. Do you have a shoe update for us? Is there a shoe update? Like, are we getting any closer? LeBron's not doing anything. What is it like? Y'all get on the phone and work this out. It's not like he's busy.
He's in Cancun.
He's got a phone in Cancun. He's got a phone.
He has his family time.
Yeah.
Okay, then call Rich. Can we call Rich and say, Rich, what's up? Get him away from Max Kellerman.
Rich got his podcast.
Right, get him away from Max Kellerman. There's not, with all due respect to Rich, and I'm probably going to mess up the shoe deal right now. There is not a podcast I am less interested in Max Kellerman and Rich Paul.
I'd be interested. I like Max Kellerman a lot, so I would give it a shot. Because
if he's talking boxing, yes, I love when he talks boxing because he's an aficionado. But anything else, I'm like, I don't know. What are you talking about, dude?
Max is a Seminole, so
yeah. Oh well, then I'll leave it alone.
I didn't know Max was a Seminole.
I didn't know that either. You blow my mind just now. Are you contractually obligated not to discuss Seminoles in a negative fashion?
What do you mean?
Like, is that a thing when you sign up to be a Seminole, especially a star Seminole? Like one of the codes of conduct is to never speak ill of another Seminole.
No, I mean it's just human decency. I mean, you treat people the way you want to be treated. So
I don't talk bad about any Murray State alum.
Well, that's true. I don't say with Moorhead. I don't. There's not many that we can discuss. But
yeah, we in the same boat.
Right.
We in the same boat. We ain't got that many options.
Right. The ones we do, I don't speak ill of them. So there you go. Okay, I'm getting on board with this human decency thing with you, Charlie Ward. Okay, that's good. That's solid. Okay. I was just curious. As we get to, we have a segment we added to the show called The Rest of the Stuff. And the one that I would like to talk to Charlie about, the only one really, is the Kevin Hart roast. First of all, do you even watch roasts at all, Charlie?
I just saw like some clips of people at the roast.
What was your thoughts?
Well, like I said, I didn't dig in deep.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was very funny in some form. But of course,
I've seen clips.
On those types of roasts, they can probably get a little out there. Just some fun humor that's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some digs here and there, but I hopefully it's for good cause.
It's not. It's not. It's
for the cause of Netflix.
Well, it's for the cause of the bottom line of the people
and the Kevin Hart clause.
Yeah.
So they didn't. So they didn't donate the funds to a charity.
Not at all. Kevin Hart reportedly made about $25 million to sit and be roasted for 3 hours. So I understand his reasoning for a roast. Absolutely. Listen. And then everybody that roasted.
I understand Netflix.
Yeah, I understand. And everybody that roasted got a check as well, a significant check for what I've seen. Everyone on that dais got paid. Now, my thoughts about the roast, which I did watch. First of all, I love comedy. It is one of my favorite forms of consumption, entertainment consumption. I'm a huge aficionado when it comes to comedy. Always have been lifelong. Having said that, I don't really care for roast because 9 times out of 10, you're getting people on a dais that don't know you. And so to me, a roast, I'm old school and there's a bit of hood in me. So I look forward to my friends have the right to roast me and say crazy stuff because they've been my friends for 20, 30 plus years. If Charlie Ward and Kendrick want to roast me about certain takes I've had on this show, that's fair game. But
AJ the bouncer.
Right, exactly. Even though I'm probably right about that. But if some random the roast in this particular case was very cringy because there was a lot of racial components to it and a lot of like very disrespect. To me, there's a fine line between we're joking and now you're just being really disrespectful. And there was a lot of things that crossed the line, even though some of the roasters said, no, they talked to me before, even though they didn't tell me the specific joke they were going to make. But like they talked about Cheryl Underwood's husband who committed suicide 30 years ago, and they made a joke about that. And they talked about Cheryl Underwood's dark skinnedness. And it was a lot of cringy, racially kind of stuff. And I'm sure the biggest story that came out was the George Floyd joke.
And I've heard about it, but I've not heard the actual.
Basically, Tony Hinchcliffe, who by the way is known for racist jokes, it's kind of his brand. He said, Kevin Hart, we're all the black community's proud of you, and if George Floyd is in heaven looking down on you, I'm sure he can't breathe right now with the laughter. Like that's
just a bad joke.
To me, that was the biggest problem with some of the jokes. They weren't funny. And you're making racial jokes and they're not even funny. So it's bad that you're already making a racial joke, but then you're not funny at the top of it. Like, what's the point of this? But that's what happens when you put together
I saw
a white writer's room too. So
I saw a lot of the jokes on Draymond that I thought were funny.
Those are good. I enjoyed it. And by the way, Draymond got a couple off too.
Yeah,
he did good. So those were.
So what's the again? So was it a Kevin Hart roast, or was it a everybody roast?
So
the
rules of a roast are you roast the main person, i.e. Kevin Hart, i.e. Tom Brady. You roast that person, but then everybody on the dais also is fair game. So you can shoot a joke at everybody on this dais and hit them with something, and then also the main guy. That's usually how it works.
Yeah.
But some of them jokes just didn't work, and then the racial jokes were very low hanging fruit, and you're like, I don't get the point of this. Like, I get what you're doing, but it's cheesy, it's campy, and it's deeply inappropriate. Even though most roasters will tell you everything's fair game. It is, but it doesn't make it less poor taste.
Correct.
So those are my thoughts.
I still haven't watched it. I'll get to it.
I'd love to hear your thoughts once you see it. It's
well, I'll just let you know I'm not sitting down to watch it.
I didn't expect that at all. I didn't expect you to be there at all for that one. So nor did I expect you to be there for anything related to Drake.
Drake?
Yes.
What about him?
He released 3 albums
at
one
time?
day. Yes.
Yeah.
He pulled a Michael Jackson?
I've never seen. It's 3 completely different albums. So
right.
Like Michael Jackson, when he did it was some of it was greatest hits.
Right. It was just 1 album.
This is all 3 new content.
Ironically, he did pull a Michael Jackson because the cover of the main album that he released, Iceman, had the Michael Jackson glove on it with his hand on it. That was the cover of the album. But the biggest irony may not even been that. The biggest irony may have been the fact that he released these 3 albums, and then Billboard released their top 100 and top 200 songs of the week, and the number 1 song on the 200 and the 100 charts is Billie Jean.
Yeah, Billie Jean had a resurgence and is number one song in the country again.
And before we get to anything, Drake, because we're not gonna make Charlie sit through a Drake conversation, but he can sit through this Michael Jackson conversation. Can we stop now with the comparisons of Beyonce and Drake and
Chris
them
Brown.
being Chris Brown, any of them being better than Michael Jackson? That man has been dead 15 years. And he just got a #1 song again. And you know what? That song's 40 years old.
Right. It's something like this generation, they can't accept that like the stuff that they like is not the best that's ever happened.
Right. It's hard for them to say.
It's like that with Mike. It's like that when you comparing LeBron and MJ. It's just like they can't accept the stuff that's great for them. It's not the greatest thing to ever happen. There's nothing that compares to what Michael Jackson was in it. Nothing.
And I will say this. Beyonce, probably the greatest of this generation, and it's not close. Chris Brown, probably the greatest R&B singer of this generation, and it's not close.
Usher.
Well, I don't consider him a part of their generation, though. Like, Usher's close to our age, so he's more.
That's the other thing. Most of these artists that they like are close to
right,
our age.
Exactly.
Drake's our age, K-Dot's our age.
Right, exactly. So I get what they're attempting to try to do in rewriting the narrative, but it's Michael Jackson. Stop it. Like, this guy, come on. 40 years. Billie Jean came out 40 years ago. 43 to be exact. And it's #1 right now. Let's come on. There's little kids right now going, Billie Jean's the greatest song I've ever heard.
I think I was there on Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Videos when the video first.
Yes.
Yes.
We were all sitting in our living rooms. I remember when Billie Jean dropped, and I was like, oh my God, I don't think I've ever seen anything greater than this in my life. Of course, at that point, I was 7 or 8 or whatever.
Yeah, you hadn't seen anything else.
Right. So I had to see anything greater than that. That's very true. But it just was so incredible. And then here's the thing that really got me too. I thought about this. I said, I remember watching like a documentary or like a mini movie or something about Michael Jackson during that time. And I remember him going to Budapest. And the first thing my young mind was thinking, like, where the heck is Budapest? Right. And so that was my first thought. But then the second thought I had was, they're falling out and fainting in Budapest over Michael Jackson songs that they can barely understand the English.
And it's pre-internet.
And this is no internet. There's no way to get them these songs except that you play them on Budapest radio as is, and these people are losing their minds. I don't remember that happening with any artist since Michael Jackson.
And it's, if you didn't live through it, I can understand how you don't really comprehend what it was.
Yes.
But there's not because my coworkers, they all love Stranger Things. And I like Stranger Things. I watched the end of it. Okay. I was like, one of the mistakes they made in that show, every kid in the 80s would have had a Michael Jackson poster on it.
100% correct.
Especially at the age range that they are in the show.
Yes.
They would have had a Michael Jackson poster on it.
To not mention Michael Jackson in an 80s show is ridiculous. There should be a whole 2 or 3 episodes that somehow you work Michael Jackson into the conversation.
All right.
Like he was everything during that time.
Maybe they didn't want to wake up since the children's show.
Yeah. Or maybe you can't clear the music. That's the other thing. Yeah, like, I'm sure it's not easy to clear the music for Michael Jackson songs.
That too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's the thing. Because Drake was apparently supposed to break, or it appears that he's going to break the #1 album record.
I also noticed he had a significant drop of 70 million from day 1 to day 2.
Well, that gets into the next part of this conversation. I don't know if Charlie wants to stick around for this part. It's up to you, Charlie.
I need to jump off because I got a meeting here at 11. So
okay, we appreciate you as always, my brother.
Y'all can keep up the. I don't know what you want to call it, but.
Well, this is the rest of the stuff. This is
the rest of the stuff.
Oh, the rest of the stuff. Y'all can keep up with the rest of the stuff.
All right, brother. We appreciate you, man.
You have a good holiday weekend.
Y'all do the same.
appropriate rattler thing, and then we'll let
Yes.
All right, Charlie.
See ya.
Yeah. Okay, so that brings us to the next part of this conversation. And I better get my mind right for this one because this is
The glass is coming up.
One of my favorite stories, and I think you may or may not have heard me say this before, is the Emperor's New Clothes. And it's one of my favorite stories because it speaks to the delusion of a societal perspective, starting with leadership. And in this particular case of the story, the king is walking around and he said, I need a new suit. Make somebody make me a new suit. And so this shyster designer makes him what he calls an invisible suit. And so he puts the invisible suit on. The designer goes crazy, like, oh my God, you look so good. And because of the fear of backlash, his servants say, yes, you look good, because they don't want the wrath of the king. So they say, he looks fantastic. Oh man, never seen a suit like this in all my life. And then finally, as he marches through the city to show off his new suit, some little kid goes, hey man, that dude is naked.
Hey man.
None of you people are going to tell me that he's not naked. I don't give a flying flip what you say or how you try to rewrite this narrative. That man is naked. That's how I feel about these Drake albums. These are awful.
I've not heard any. I can't say.
Are there? I've heard all three. Are there moments in every part of the album where each one of them where you can say, hey, that's not a bad song, or it's not a bad moment, it's not a bad verse? Yes. But as a whole, they are terrible albums. They are not good. There's not one memorable, I need to bump this in my ride moment. Like, you can listen to it and you'll have an experience. You're like, oh, that's a good beat. But they're not. There's no In My Feeling. There's no God's Plan. There's no Best I Ever Had. There's nothing. It's just a very mid or less than mid experience. And shout out to the great hip hop writer, I love him to death, Teray. He said, this guy named John from the New York Times says, we all know that Drake can't rap. And Teray's answer to that was like, F you. No, he can't rap. He's not a great rapper at all. So what are you?
See, I'm not, you know me, I'm not that big of a Drake fan, but I would push back on that. Drake is a good rapper. He is. Drake is a good rapper.
Drake has good rap writers, and he has good people, and he knows how to convey what they have rapped. I will give you that.
I can say I can't. I mean, I know he's got ghostwriters, but I can't tell you which songs he ghostwritten, which he's in. But I
just assume that all of them, it's on some level, have been all those songs have been aided by somebody else.
Maybe, but I mean, but he does have good delivery, and I would push back on saying he's not a good rapper. I think he is a good rapper. And he's one of those artists. Like I said, I'm not. The way you describe this album is how I felt about every one of his albums. It's like there's always a few songs here and there that I really like, but the rest of it starts sounding the same after a while.
Normally, that's true about his albums. There's always at least 1 to 2 songs where you say, now that's a banger, that's a slapper. That thing resonates.
Mm-hmm.
That is not the case here. They're just all kind of like the same kind of. First of all, the fact that you did a whole album of your grievances, like your George Costanza's dad on and this is Festivus. It's crazy to me.
Festivus for the
right. I got a lot of grievances with you people. That's what Iceman sounds like. It's just a long set of grievances with a lot of people. I don't like Rick Ross. I don't like DJ Khaled. First of all, the fact that you don't like DJ Khaled, or you got beef with DJ Khaled, who is angry at no one. I'm not sure DJ Khaled even has anger in his default. Like he's every time I've ever seen him, he's jovial. So the fact that you got beef with DJ Khaled is crazy to me.
And it's a political beef from the least political rapper ever.
Right. You stand for nothing. And then people are saying, well, their anger was, and it's very mixed bag. Some people are saying there's no growth. There's some growth. I'm not going to lie and say there's no growth. There is some self-awareness in the sense of he understands somewhat what his feelings were. as he went through what he's gone through the last 2 years. He does understand somewhat what his feelings are. The problem that he's delusional about is who caused the feelings. He keeps blaming Kendrick, and he keeps blaming LeBron, and he keeps blaming all the people for what he started. Kendrick was minding his own business. He didn't care to get into a rap battle with you, sir. You came and brought the rap battle to his doorstep. And
they were both going back and forth for years.
Yeah, but not like
that's Cypher, the BET Cypher.
I agree, but those but it's different between
2014.
Right. It's a difference between subliminal "I'm the best" messages and what he did in push-ups and that weird AI thing he did. When you're really coming for his family and stuff like that. Like, sir, you didn't have to do any of that. Just keep making your subliminals and everybody's probably fine. But you decided to make it very, very directional and personal. And you forgot that dude is an actual lyricist.
Right.
You are just a rapper who understands how to be on beat. And it got
morning and shoot.
Yeah, so
it wasn't Meek Mill.
No. This is a real lyricist who understands double on double and triple entendres. He understands depth and nuance. And he used every skill he had and didn't even use all of the skills he had. It's crazy. But anyway, it's
listen, I haven't heard it.
Well, you got to listen.
I won't.
Memorial Day weekend is coming if you want to.
I've got plans.
But
but I mean, I'm like, and I know it sounds like I'm hating. I'm really not.
I'm not moving past that. I got plans because that's a great line. I got plans, and it doesn't even matter what the plans are. They're bigger than listening to Drake albums. My plans are bigger than that. Okay, I just happen to be up and listen to it. So there you go. Okay, go ahead.
But because my thing is like I understand why he has a fan base. I do. I understand it. It's because there's a lot of artists that are big that I'm like, I have no idea why this person is.
Women love Drake.
Yeah.
They love him.
And well, he makes songs for the ladies. And I get that.
Despite what he stands for, which by the way could be an incredible commentary as to the delusion of those women, because he is very clear in what he wants and stands for as a human being. Even at this big age of 40. There's literally a song that says, I want to slap that big fat booty, but he doesn't say booty. Like, it's just, that's who he is. That's who he's always been. There's nothing relational. There's no delusions of, I could make you my wife. There's none of that. It's just, this is a relational situation, and I can get in your guts and move on.
Yeah. I mean, we can say that about a whole bunch of rappers, though.
I agree. I'm not saying that Drake is the only delusional rapper.
I mean, Snoop's down there 60 and still rapping about gang life,
which is weird. Like, at some point, don't you just have to stop doing that? Like, the one thing I think I respect about Jay-Z more than anything else is that he has decided I'm not going to keep rapping about stuff that I'm not actually doing anymore.
I know you'll understand where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
When it comes to Jay, you ever notice you can pinpoint the exact time when people turned on him. When he told people to grow up.
Yes.
And that's when it turned.
Yes.
And he's like, put away the basketball jerseys and put on a suit.
Yes, get tapered up.
Change clothes.
Yeah,
change clothes.
Yes, which is one of my favorite Jay-Z songs, by the way.
Mine too.
Yes, that is a great point.
And that's when and like I see people just coming at Jay all the time on social media and that stuff, and I'm like, man, look, Jay is one of the best ever. There's no top 5 without Jay-Z. It does not exist.
If you have one, your list is invalid.
Right. Especially when you talk about longevity, growth, and because like Reasonable Doubt is still one of my favorite albums of all time. 30 years later.
Right.
And because that's the other thing. That's one thing. The funniest thing is because it comes from a Drake song. I think it was his dad that said it on the song. They said, "Only real music's gonna last. This other bull is here today and gone tomorrow." And it's the Drake and Jay-Z song of all ironies.
Ironically, that's how I
It's
feel
Pound
about
Cake.
most Drake songs. Yes, Pound Cake. I remember that lyric. I was like, I've heard that lyric before. It was Pound Cake. You're right. Which is, by the way, featuring Jay-Z.
By the way, the Locks did a song on that beat.
I haven't
Can't find it anymore. It used to be on Spotify,
but it was crazy. It's crazy. Okay.
It goes crazy.
Okay. All right. By the way, let's talk about this also in the Drake situation. Drake has one of the songs. I think it's on the What Did I Miss? Not What Did I Miss? Whisper My Name. I think it's on the Whisper My Name song, or one of those songs, or Make Them Cry. I don't remember all the songs, but anyway, one of the songs he talks about his father's cancer battle, cancer battle, which, by the way, which was debunked that night by TMZ when they saw his dad. But right, they debunked it by talking to his father, saying, "Hey man, sorry about your cancer battle. I don't have cancer anymore." Wow. So, wow. So it's just these are weird.
I try to give him the benefit of the doubt and say maybe he wrote that song before he went into remission.
He probably did, but then once he gets out of remission, you don't put that verse on. You gotta not put that song out because it's immediately gonna be anyway. It's a weird. The dude is weird, man. He's about as weird as an artist as we've ever had. That's successful. That's the crazy part about it. He is that successful. Let's be very clear. He is this generation's best.
And I'll concede as popularity and all that. Yes, he is bigger than Kendrick. He is.
Right.
But
in popularity.
And whenever he drops some mega album like this, he's gonna get a bunch of sales. That's who he is.
Cumulatively, the 3 albums should cross 750,000. They should.
He'll go platinum.
Eventually, not immediately.
Yeah.
Eventually, it will go platinum. But let's be clear: if YouTube is a great measurement for growth, the albums aren't doing well. People aren't gravitating to them like that, and they're listening to it the first time and they're going, I don't know.
Now it's bass. I'll give it to them. This bass. They are loyal and loud. And
they're trying to be. Listen,
they're trying to convince you that he won when he's even admitting that he didn't win.
He knows, yeah. I like the fact that he understands though that I got washed in this. Like he does understand that. He finally has come to that conclusion. Like this didn't go well for me. So that does show growth, and I'm proud of him for that. Speaking of delusion, can we talk about this for just a second?
I don't even know what this is.
So there's a lady that's been going around on the internet, on Beyonce's internet, claiming that she is a life coach and a therapist by the name of, she said her name is Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. She's been on numerous big name podcasts. And mainly because she's very attractive. I won't take that away from her. She's very attractive. But also, her credentials came into question. And the internet is undefeated. Let's be very clear.
Infinity,
And they said, what is this Argosy University that you speak of that you got your degree from? And I'll come back to that Argosy hearing in a minute. Argosy is the name of the university.
So is it somewhere between Arkansas and Tennessee?
It's actually when they were
in Memphis.
How I got to Memphis. Argosy actually was a brand that was kind of in the same model as Phoenix at one point, University of Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but again, I'll get back to that in a minute. Because it's significant to the story. So they called her credentialing into question on several different podcasts. Joe Budden, Fox News, different formats, media formats call it. She said, Breakfast Club, she said, I can't show you my transcripts because the school is no longer in existence, which is true. But then she said, I can't get to the transcripts because the company that had my transcripts no longer exists. Okay, let's stop right there. Let's start for a second right there. I am a veteran of education, have worked in education, full disclosure, for 20 plus years. That may be one of the most egregious lies I've ever heard, because that's not how it works. Schools don't get to eradicate your records. Your records by law have to be sent somewhere that is accessible for the rest of time.
I've never thought about that, but it makes 1,000% sense.
Yes. So that's not how it works. Then she said, well, the FAFSA said we could send you your records, but if we do, we can send you a refund for the school that you went to, but if you do, then that would mean your degree is invalidated. I'm going to say again, that's not how that works. FAFSA has never invalidated someone's. First of all, FAFSA doesn't give refunds. Let's start there. Financial aid does not give refunds to people because they've requested it. Because here's the thing. That's not how the financial transaction even works. FAFSA gives you the money, you give the money to the university. That's how it works. So you don't get to request a refund from it. That's not how it works. FAFSA doesn't even have the money anymore. So that's not how it works. So the lies that she has lied over several different podcasts, they are roasting her on a daily basis. And by the way, she's doing all this because she's got a book coming out, because she said, I am a life coach and I am a therapist. And didn't you see my sessions? She said, didn't you see my sessions with Cam Newton and Shannon Sharp? Ma'am, those are not sessions. Those are podcast interviews. I'm not sure if you understand how sessions actually work in therapy, but they're not usually in front of thousands of people. That's not usually how therapy sessions work.
And let's also consider the two sources.
What are we doing? And it's like, it's one of the most fascinating stories that I've watched play out in real time, because he's like, ma'am, we know you're lying, right? You know that, right? But she doesn't. Listen, one of my favorite Martin episodes is the episode where Tommy and Cole tell Martin, keep the lie alive. Keep the lie alive. And she is 10 toes down on this lie. She is not.
I mean, she can't go back now. I'm still stuck on Argosy.
So Argosy is one of those.
It's an Orange Mound State.
It's crazy. So full disclosure, I worked at a university called Amerton University, and right next door to the university was a branch of Argosy. And while I was there, we had been hearing significant rumblings of the loss of accreditation, false accreditation. Argosy went up in a flame of glory, because there was a lot of questionable things that were going on inside that building and across the country. And ultimately, they shut Argosy down and they lost their credentialing because of very questionable stuff. So here's what I think has happened. I've not said this publicly in any way, form, or fashion until right now. There are several universities that are out there, that are not accredited through normal accreditation processes. Usually those universities are tied to some type of Christian accreditation. And I think that's what this is. Because she claimed, now the funniest part of the interviews, Kendrick, has been her her faith in God and her double-sidedness, like F y'all if y'all get what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah. Ma'am, listen, you can't do both. You got you.
Yeah, Gilligan, get off the island.
That's fantastic. That's so fantastic what just happened here. She is all over the place. And so Argosy, I believe, now and I've heard several Argosy people come out of the woodwork to say, no, it was a real university. Well, of course you're going to say that because you got your degree from Argosy. So I get it. I get the defense of it.
The alma mater was tear the club up.
Right. Not if you buck. Not if you. I don't know.
Tear the club up.
Not really sure what Arkansas is doing out here in these streets. But needless to say, they have lit her a new one for the last 3 weeks. It's good. But to her credit, she's the reason why. Because she won't shut up. If my credentials was grossly in question and I'm trying to move a book across the nation and on bestseller list, I'd shut up. That's what I do. I wouldn't just keep talking about
I guess she feels like she's got to validate. I don't know. She probably just feels like she has to validate her life.
Can't though. It's because she can't access the record.
But she got to fight.
Because there are no records.
Keep the lie alive.
I'm not mad at her keeping the lie alive. I'm not mad at that at all. Because she's drowning right now. It is literal drowning going on. But oh boy, the lies she's told. She's told as many lies as the girl in the Stephon Diggs case. Like it is really that level. And by the way, I'm starting to believe it's a light skin thing because I'm just saying the light skins right now.
Our representatives lately have not been representing us to the best extent.
Not going well.
The light skin contention has not been represented well.
Listen. They got you out here looking crazy, Kendrick. I'm just trying to tell you right now. It's not going well. It's not going well.
It's not easy in these streets.
It's not. And so I think, decisions got to be made at the next meeting as to who the representatives are going to be.
We gotta get Steph healthy.
Got to get better representation. That's what we're talking about.
We gotta get Steph back healthy.
Yeah. You got to march out the credible ones.
Yeah.
And put them back at the front so that this is not the lasting image of light skin that we have.
Yeah, we need Hallie to get another Emmy.
I don't know. Hallie been saying some crazy stuff lately too.
Hallie crazy as shit. we just down bad right now. We down 22 in the fourth right now.
Oh my God, I need water. Oh my God,
Stacey Dash out there putting all these crazy.
It's not
videos.
going well for the light skins. It's not. It's not. Let's just call it what it is.
We in trouble.
Your number one guy, Drake, got 3 albums that are garbage. Stacey Dash is out here turning. Amber Rose is making it. It's bad. It's bad right now. Light skins, get your together.
I have no comeback. We down bad. It's not looking good for us light skins.
It's not going good. It's not going well. Now the brown skins, we're doing all right. It's going well. But some of it is because we just shut up. Like sometimes you just got to do that. Don't say anything, and it'll work out.
You know.
All right.
Maybe I'll revisit Cam Boozer being the number one pick in the draft.
All I'm saying, because that would turn it around. That's good press. You need good press.
It's a start. It's a start. Maybe Keaton Bogler can really make a move. We got Michael, we got Acuff.
I'm just saying, grab one of those.
We got some potential.
Listen, you need Wemby to win. That's what you need.
Yes. Oh yeah, we do have Wemby.
Yeah, if you get Wemby to win,
we got Wemby on y'all.
Suddenly the narrative changes dramatically.
Yeah, we've got Wemby on y'all.
Right? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Better. We got Jalen Brunson on y'all. What? Brown skits. We're about to win the finals if we can stop Shea.
The worst thing that can happen is if OKC and Cleveland wins. Now all bets are off. And
we're back to the Browns.
It's gonna be a long summer.
Jared Allen can carry the torch.
Klay Thompson out here screwing over Megan Thee Stallion. It's going bad for y'all right now.
Now Megan's making y'all look bad.
She really is. She's like, Meg, you gotta stop, baby. You're a baby girl.
See, we need Beyonce to put out another album.
Hey, baby girl, you got to slow down. You got to slow down.
You got played by a professional athlete. That's never happened before.
In real time and in front of the internet. Like, what are you doing? Like, ma'am, come on.
Then our fans come out. Well, she made Clay famous. Get out of here.
Yeah, no, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. That's where the Browns came out. That's where the Browns came out looking really ridiculous. Like she made it famous. I was like, y'all got to shut up because listen, you women who don't know sports, sit this one out.
Right.
Sit this one out because you sound crazy.
Yeah.
You sound real crazy right now. Okay, let's get to
y'all got your bad representative.
We got listen. Every group has their bad representation. It's not.
We are down bad though.
Yeah, but y'all, it's rough. It's going rough. 2026.
It's rough out here in these streets.
2026 is going rough, like right now. All right, let's get to the real stuff that we really want to talk about. Because listen, 24 and 24 has been fantastic. Although these people are psychotic, I want to be very clear about that. This last episode was insane. The last 2 episodes have been insane.
Mm-hmm.
And I man, listen.
I was surprised that he got eliminated. I thought he was going to win it, but when he had
Brian
Malarkey, yeah, I was surprised. I thought Malarkey was going to win that thing.
But what famous chef has won?
But the thing is, though, I still think the other famous chef is going to win it.
Which one?
The
lady?
No, the one that challenged.
I don't know.
See, I'm so bad with names. That's why
I am too. But
I see his face and all that. I think he's either. I think he's gonna win.
He makes weird choices though. Like that thing he did.
He goes for broke. He takes chances with every dish.
Listen, that amuse bouche and that was a bad choice because he should have gone. Now it worked out. But talk about cutting it close. I don't know if I'd have done that. That didn't seem like.
That's why I think he's gonna win. I'm rooting for my man Joe from New York.
I love Joe.
Joe's he's so New York. He's so funny.
Although I was scared for him limping around the way he was. Like, hey,
I've never seen somebody pull a hammy in the kitchen.
Right, that was crazy. Like, hey man,
hey, another one of yours hurt himself, and they didn't talk about it, but he hurt himself on the bench. Mike Brown, I saw him limping. He pulled a hammy. I haven't heard anybody report on it, but you can see him grab it and was limping.
Let me address that. Let me address it because you're right. You're right. I saw that too. Let me address it. We have talked to Mike several times over the years about his behavior and cleaning that stuff up. And I wanted to say something else just then, but Mike is up 1-0 right now, so we're gonna stall him out. He's up 1-0, so we're gonna stall him out for now.
Is he up 1-0 or is the light skin?
I'm saying we're up 1-0 and we're gonna leave it alone for now. But we reserve the right to revisit this moment if need be.
It's a full circle moment for this show because we was talking about our old man moments to an old man moment right there.
Oh my God, brother, you can't listen. You don't have to do young people stuff when you're the coach.
I don't know how he did that.
It
wasn't like he saw him jumping up and down or anything. He's not this energetic, high energy guy anyway. He's a laid back dude.
He's not normally, but pulling the hamstring as a coach is crazy. That just makes no sense at all. Like, sir.
He looked like Joe. Joe.
Right. And I genuinely like Mike Brown. I think he's a good dude.
I do too.
I think he's a good dude. He means well. But sometimes you just go, Jesus, Mike, what are you? Man, come on, man. Like, what are you? Oh, boy. What are you doing, sir? But, yeah, Mike's a wild boy. But, yeah, 24-24 has been fantastic. I'm very curious to see what this cliffhanger is going to be because they left it. This last show left it where the two competing teams had to choose between 2 dishes that they prepared, and only one of them is going to be prepared. One is going to be used. And I'm going to tell you, my man's ice cream looked awful. And I'm like, they're not using that. They
duck fat ice cream. I mean, it sounded
first
like
of all,
a bad
duck
idea
fat ice cream was like, what? That doesn't seem like it's going to work at all. So it's basically her version of Asian food versus the other team's version of Asian food because I don't think they're going to use the other.
I do think he could be a dark horse though because he's so good with the pastries. and he carries a lot of that discipline over into his dishes.
If he survives, because I'm gonna be honest with you, well, they're both leaving if they lose, but I don't know. Don is so good,
and there was another.
She's getting tired.
Yeah, there was another dish in there though. That I was like, that's the one that's gonna go home. I can't remember which one it was.
It was their.
I didn't feel like they were gonna go home, even though
it was their version of Asian whatever. And you looked at it, you were like, I don't know.
Yeah, duck fat ice cream.
Duck fat ice cream is ridiculous. Like that is definitely I have been up for 13 hours. You're like, what? Like, are you hearing it? It doesn't feel like you're hearing it.
Right. Say it out loud.
Say it out loud so you can hear it, and then that way you'll stop yourself. But he never said it out loud. He just kind of said it in the confessional, and by then it's too late. So and
then she messed it up because she's tired.
Right. She's dead tired. So she's trying to support you in this ridiculous idea. But, it was crazy. So anyway, we love 24/24. Another thing that we'll be watching tonight is one of my other favorite shows, Next Level Chef, will crown a champion tonight. It has been a fantastic season. And the Blacks have done well. The Blacks have done well on the show. It's very true.
I haven't gotten to that one yet. I haven't gotten.
Yeah, they've done it very well. So there's 2 in the finals. Our chances are good, 60%, 66%. So we're
our barbecue brawl started this week.
Barbecue brawl is insane as well. Gee whiz.
Yeah.
Everybody's turning the notch up to on these cooking shows. Like there's a new one coming out in a couple of weeks. I think we're both going to enjoy it. 100
Terry Crews. Yeah,
Terry
Crews show. Yeah,
that looks promising. Good. That looks promising. So yeah, I'm enjoying all of my I got to be honest, and I apologize. Let me publicly apologize for saying this. Remember when I had said that American Culinary Cup was a good show?
Yeah, you've been telling me that.
Yeah, nah. The last 4 or 5 episodes, I was like, this is nah. I don't think they're gonna get it. They're not gonna get the nod back. I don't think
it's gonna take a lot for me to watch a cooking show that's not on Food Network.
And I respect what you're saying.
Food Network is knocking it out of the park with every show.
They are, and by that same admission, this was not on Food Network, and it looked like it. It looked like it. It was just so many ridiculous things. You're like, this doesn't make sense to do it this way. Like they had them cooking like 7 different things at one time. And I was like, this is dumb. This is really dumb. At some point it just got dumb.
Yeah.
And so by the time you got to the end, you're like, I'm not even sure I care anymore who wins this. This is more because it's about survival. It's not even about you cook the best food. It's just you outlasted everybody else. So which is ironic because I love 24/24. But this was bad. It got bad. So I can no longer endorse American Culinary Cup anymore. I want to, but I can't. I just not as a representational thing. I got a rep to protect out of here with my food shows. So last one for me, The Boys final season and is over. Like it ended yesterday. And
I haven't watched this season yet.
I'll just say this as a commentary. Didn't love the season as a whole. The final episode did pay off, so you'll love that. It did pay off, but the season itself was like, this is just dragging on to where we ultimately all know where it's going to end.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was 8 episodes of basically the same episode over and over and over again. But it's done the boy style. So it's like all these weird, like, oh my God, why would you do that things? But ultimately there was no mystery. There was no surprise. There was no ahas. It's just, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
that's kind of been the gist that I've gotten from everyone who's watched it. Like,
this
season was.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. It wasn't as good as the other things that they've done. But season finales don't always end well. And I've watched a couple season finales this year. Like the Neighborhood ended, and the season finale was rushed. It felt rushed. They probably should have given them an hour instead of 30 minutes, and they didn't. And so it felt like they're trying to cram everything into this 24 minutes. And it didn't all fit well. It was kind of like, but it's a great show overall. So there you go.
I got into it.
Yeah, Neighborhood's a good time. It's a good time. You got to fight through the first couple of seasons because it's weird in the first couple of seasons. But they hit their stride.
Gets on my nerves with that stupid voice he likes to do all the time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. When he does that.
Yeah, he starts.
Oh my God, that's the funniest.
Yeah, you gotta listen to because I don't know if we talked about it on here, but one of my favorite podcasts to listen to is Cinephobe.
Okay.
With Amin Al-Hassan.
Okay.
Where they basically go back and they watch bad movies and then critique them.
Oh my goodness!
And like every movie they watch has to be 50% or lower on Rotten Tomatoes, so they're looking at bad movies.
Right.
They did The Honeymooners, and because I've always noticed that Sid does that voice, and it's always annoyed me. But it was the first time I've heard somebody call him out about it, and Amin Al-Hassan is going in on Sid about that voice.
But you know what's funny? As crazy as that voice is from time to time, it works extremely well in the movie Be Cool. I love Be Cool. He's hilarious.
Because I think Be Cool is one of the first times we did it. And Be Cool is a very, very good movie.
It's a very good movie. It's funny.
The Rock is outstanding in that movie.
Yes, it's hilarious. So
and Andre 3000, even though he's got a bit part in it, he's not in it that much, but when he's in it,
when he is, boy, he lights up the screen. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. So yeah, so that ended. The Chi is ending. It'll start their final season tonight.
That show should have been over 5 years ago.
They as much as I like The Chi, some episodes are just like,
I was big on The Chi. I loved The Chi when it first started.
Yeah, when it first started,
I was done. Spoiler alert! I was done when they shot up the mayor from point blank range, and then he comes back next season like nothing happened. And I was like, yeah, okay.
It's 8 seasons is a long time to do something and to do it well,
especially when they ran out of story in 3.
Right. Do it well at a high level. It's really hard to do. And last season was a slow drag to actually a not bad finale. The finale was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. But it's still not. It's time. It's very much time for this to be over. So I'll because I've invested so much time, I'll see it to the end, but it's definitely.
Yeah, I usually try to make it to the end, but yes, I've been out on it since what was that, season 3 or 4?
Yeah, it's definitely time to wrap it up. Much like it is with the Kanan, Raising Kanan, that's coming into an end. That starts in a week or two.
I love, as much as I loved Power, I never got to the spinoffs. I didn't watch one single spinoff.
I don't know if you're missing that much from that.
I don't feel like
because it's like they're okay, but they're not Power. None of them are Power. So let's wrap some of this stuff up. That's my point of it. I was going to close with this question: is there a season finale that you can say, or a series finale that you can say they got it right? They ended it exactly the way it needed to be ended. The only
the closest I can think of is The Wire.
You like the end of The Wire?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the end of The Wire. Breaking Bad didn't bother me.
Breaking Bad I thought was one of the best. They got it right. Perfect. It was a perfect ending.
Yeah.
But it's not a lot. It is more likely that a series ends horrifically than it ends well. I almost don't want to talk about Friends because Black people hate it when you talk about Friends, but Friends got it right. They ended it well.
That show has so many episodes because every time I go to the gym, it's on, but I never see the same episode.
It's 22 per season.
And how many seasons was it?
10. Yeah, it's a lot. Friends is a massive. It was a massive hit for NBC. And
it was.
And ironically,
my mom loves it.
Yeah, ironically, they're still chasing it. They have not had a hit of that magnitude since that show, and not in the sitcom era, not in the sitcom side.
Well, nobody's making good sitcoms anymore.
That's my point. Yeah, it's hard to make sitcoms anymore for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of YouTube and
because everybody gets offended by everything. That's why comedy is, in general, is a struggle. I mean, you don't see comedy movies coming out really that much.
No, it's hard, man.
You don't see buddy films. and stuff like that because everybody gets offended by everything.
Again, shout out to my pastor Dave Chappelle, hold it down single-handedly right now.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, we're done with that. All right, let's shout outs. We got a couple of minutes here. Shout outs. Who we shouting out?
I got to shout out my T-shirt, the Libros Book Club. It's a book club. Let me stand up so you see the whole thing. There.
I love it. I love it.
So my alma mater, I went. The former football coach Josh Abel, he asked me and Jason Frakes, the Courier Journal, to come over, and it was probably about 5 or 6 athletes that are in this book club, and they're reading the book. Now I can't think of the name of the book. The book about Nike.
Okay.
Yeah, so they read that book, and I hadn't read it, but they've been reading the book, and they were asking us questions about that were kind of from the book, but not really.
Yeah.
That how they pertain to us. Really good group of kids, really smart group of kids. It's fun, and it's a thing that they just started. And shout out to my alma mater. They're really, really making moves to improve everything over there. They're in the process of building a new library.
Yeah.
They have a whole firefighter program where you can learn to be a firefighter in high school, which is crazy. They have a truck and everything.
That's awesome.
So,
That's awesome.
Yeah. Shout out to the alma mater. They're really trying to do some big things over there.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I'm really shouted out right now. I don't have any. I don't have real shout outs, really.
And I shout out to my boy Dalen Lyle with the Washington Nationals. Went up last week when they played the Reds. Of course, the game I go to, they get beat 15-1. But the 2 games before that, he hit 3 home runs in 2 games. And so he had first game he hit 2 home runs, and the second game he hit the game-winning home run. So,
but see, that makes me think. It makes me wonder. Did you bring your light-skinnedness to his game?
But he's light-skinned himself.
There you go. So it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
And shout out to Corey Ray. I don't know if you remember Corey Ray. Played baseball for U of L. Really good baseball player for U of L.
Okay.
He's the first base coach for the Nationals. I didn't know that. And it's because when you cover a baseball game, they put you in the photo well, which is next to the visitors' dugout. And so we walked out, and I looked at. I was like, and he had Ray on the back of his jersey, but I'd looked at his face. I was like, I know that's Corey Ray. And I looked him up, and sure enough, and I talked to him for a minute, and he's like, yeah, you look familiar. And it always cracks me up when these athletes say I look familiar. I'm like, you've been gone for a long time, but that lets you know how many of us are covering these things.
Yes.
So
we don't cover the baseball like that, do we? I don't know why. We just don't.
I mean, our market that we're in, well, the state that we're in, there's not that many of us.
Right.
And so we stand out. That's why I tell my buddies all the time. That's why all these athletes remember who I am, because it's not that many of us.
Well, listen,
they remember my name, but they know me from the scene.
Right. 100%. It doesn't. It's not hard to be recognized.
But shout out to Dalen, his family. But get this. He played too many games last year to get Rookie of the Year this year. This is his first full season up. But he already has a bobblehead night coming up in D.C. on June 13th.
There you go.
And so the family invited me to come with them because I'm somehow related some way down the line. And so his crazy dad, his daddy's hilarious, Danny, and his mom, Deborah. He's like, Mom, man, we got a big group. You just let me know if you want to come. So I may go. We may go to D.C. for Dalen's bobblehead night.
And let me say this: when you get a bobblehead night, you're it. You're part of the thing now. Like, it's no question. They don't just hand out those bobbleheads to everybody.
And one more shout out to my homeboy Chris Redmond.
U of L quarterback. Shout out to Chris,
head coach of the Louisville Kings. He has a bobblehead night coming up.
Oh my God! Now we're just going too far.
And I'm getting one today.
Oh my God. I need to see that bobblehead next Thursday on this.
I will have it. I texted him when they told me that they were giving me one. I said, I've accomplished everything in life. And
there's nothing left. There's nothing.
And he laughed. If you haven't met Chris Redmond is one of the good guys in sports. He's just a great dude. His dad is one of the funniest people I've ever met, Bob Redmond.
How they do legend? What's the record on the Kings right now?
They're weird. I think they're right at 500.
They are.
But like,
this is a good team. They just can't. They keep losing in weird ways.
3 of their wins are against 2 of the best teams in the league. Like, they swept. They played Dallas this week. They swept Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And Houston was, when they played them, the first time Houston was 5-1. They blew them out in Houston, and then they won a close game against them because they played them back to back. And then they beat them this week. So they played Dallas this week.
Well, it's gonna be interesting to see what they're able to pull out. But they're a good team. They just lose games.
They have a hard time scoring.
Yeah,
they can move the ball, but they have a hard time scoring. But their defense is lights out. The defense is probably one of the best defenses in the league. But
I'll always give a shout out to my family, my beautiful wife and beautiful girls, and so they definitely will get a shout out consistently. I always give you a shout out, and Charlie Ward. I enjoy this. This is some part of the best part of my week is doing this with you guys. And then shout out to Grandma. Always, she's 102. She's always going to get a shout.
That's
out.
wild to me. It's crazy.
She's 102.
102 years old.
Yeah, she literally had a chili dog yesterday. That's what I'm saying. She requested it. Can I get some chili dogs and onion rings for dinner?
Yeah.
Which is the most gangster thing at 102 person can do. Because she's like,
hey, if I get that age, I'm whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm tell me to eat healthy when I'm 102 years
what's
old.
that? I don't give a flying flip. I'm 102, baby.
Hey. Yeah.
Bring on the chili dog. Okay, all right. So there you go. Those are my shout outs. So there you go. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all of you watching every week. Appreciate you watching every week. We enjoy this. I hope you enjoy it as well. And you know what else we enjoy? We enjoy that damn whistle.
My dreams come true.